been very spotty in here, but we'll play it by ear. If I'm doing the show from my office for without a microphone, you'll know where I'm at.
Just start yelling.
Yeah, you'll know where I'm at.
From the office?
Yeah, you'll know where I'm at. Good morning, everybody. Victor Brown, how are you today?
Okay.
Are you excited? It's game day.
Oh yeah.
Your Vic's going to be asleep by the end of the first quarter. Robert Thompson, good morning to you.
I'm here. We're here.
What's it? And you are in pain as well.
Game
the
day
mulch
baller.
got you, but I assume your remote hand will be working
between being hurt and injured.
and you can get through this game.
It's a big game
with
big
one
game.
arm.
No, dude, this is one of those days where the future is spread out before you. You feel like if you can do today what you did the other day, everything else after this gets a whole lot easier.
It does, and like I even future president of the United States, Stephen A. Smith, was saying the same thing. If the Spurs win today, then suddenly the Knicks are in trouble.
I don't think they'll lose. If they win today, I think they win this series.
I kind of get the same vibe.
I think that because we watched how quickly it happened to New York, and it's one of those things where they became what they were, and it happened pretty smoothly, where the things that made New York just a contender and not really, or really just a pretender, not a contender, was the lack of hero ball from the guards and an aggressive Karl Anthony Towns. And the script flipped. Karl became what Karl was, the reason he got traded here, a guy who's just willing to let the game come to him and not really do much. And then you had Jalen just become hero ball.
It's funny because outside of just on the court stuff, which you're talking about all the things that on the court did matter. There's something to New York where, like, the fans and I think even Mike Brown, to an extent, showed almost that they were like the invincible guy who suddenly people found out how to beat. You know, it's like the Death Star when they find out where the button is. And all of a sudden, the panic after losing one game, like ripping up jerseys in the street and beating up Spurs fans, it was like, dude, you're worried.
Well, because they know this is a basketball town. I think they know that the era of invincibility was gone.
I was watching. I've been on non-game days. I've been watching the old Netflix Punisher show, and there's an episode where this old war hero he's got one leg, he's got a prosthetic leg, he gets in a fight with this guy who 9 times out of 10 he'd whoop this kid's ass, but the kid knows he's got a prosthetic leg, and during the fight kicks the prosthetic leg out from under him and takes it off of him, and now all of a sudden he's able to beat him damn near to death with this leg. That it feels like the Knicks were the guy just whooping everybody's ass, and then in Game 3 the Spurs kicked out their fake leg.
We hope.
And now, like, suddenly it's like, okay, now it's a different fight.
Well, there's going to have to be some things that the Spurs have to prove that are repeatable. I mean, if they're going to do it again, one of the things that they admitted in Game 3 was, we can't have Victor on Karl. It's not working out. It's getting into his brain, and he's not offensively minded, so we're going to put other dudes on him. And Keldon, to his credit, has done a ridiculously good job. Now, he's doing it against a robot who's not even demanding the ball. But the fact is, Keldon has held him, if you look at the minutes he's spent on him, done a pretty damn good job. And we also saw the way Kornet did on him. So that's kind of worked. But
the problem is you have to have Kornet or Keldon on the floor, which...
Can they survive that now that the Knicks worked all day yesterday on how are we going to get Karl the ball and how are we going to get Jalen to give up the ball? And that's the primary focus. So can the Spurs repeat that? We also saw defensively that Wemby was allowed in Game 3 to be a free roaming free roaming dude in the paint, could just stand around because Cat was not a threat. He wasn't even guarding him. So they put Wemby on whoever was in the weak side corner. Whoever was in the back corner, that's where Wemby had to guard. So he had to take one step and put a hand up, may or may not make a three over you, but you're going to be closer to the rim. The Knicks know that. We know that. Are they going to be able to continue to do that? So there's some things, if they can repeat it, it won't be that difficult. But we know the chess match continues. Now the coach has got to figure out ways to disguise and get Wemby to play that free safety, because at the end of the day, that's when we're at our best.
I'm also curious to see, and I hate that we've gotten back to this, but I'm curious to see how this game's officiated.
I guarantee you that's going to be a point. Now, you just know that there's going to be a lot of whistles. They're not going to let it be as physical as it was. Which team will be capable of adapting to that?
Well, last series, the Spurs were glad to have the physicality ramped down.
This
series, they're the ones who, it seems, would prefer it to stay physical.
We'll get the refs here in about 2 hours.
Yeah, we'll have them by the time our show ends, which is that it does go a long way in how the series or how the game is going to be called, certainly. But yeah, a lot of intrigue in tonight's game. It does feel, again, anytime a series is 2-1, it feels so important, because 3-1 feels insurmountable, and 2-2 means it's a brand new series, a best of three series.
Speaking of a brand new series,
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about that, Rob. I don't want to talk about hockey. No one in this town even cares about hockey.
We turned everybody on to it, and everybody watched it, and they got a great game, not what we'd seen. We got a very precise offensive juggernaut last night.
I hated it. It was not the game. It was a bad start for the Knights.
I'll tell you what, it was. Is that 2 games in a row? Or is that all 3 periods?
It's every game they get off to a bad start.
Boy, they like the second period,
They
though.
do like the second period.
They get some good orange slices in that first break.
Yeah. The Carolina Hurricanes even up the series at 2, and it will head back to Carolina as a best-of-3 series now for the Stanley Cup final. Yeah, frustrating game last night, but at least it didn't go to overtime. I was a little worried about that. So I don't know. I'll pick my battles, I suppose. I think tonight is, again, we talked about Game 3 being a must-win game. It feels like for the Spurs, it's not quite must-win, because I mean teams have come back from 3-1 before. It's rare, but it happens. 3-0 just is almost a pipe dream. Yeah. But 3-1 is daunting for sure. And we talked about if they're able to win one, feels like they've got some life. If they're able to win both games there and basically just pretend like the games here never happened, I think that the Spurs should be favored to win the series.
I think they will be. I can't imagine that they weren't. You can just tell by the lines where the Spurs are playing here that it's 5 and 6. There it's 2.5. So the thought is,
and also the momentum.
Yeah, the momentum is such an important thing to kids. I don't think it matters too much to the adults in the room, but to the young guys, yeah, it feels really good to leave the court bouncing and bounce your way back in.
I meant the momentum, like if you're of the odds.
Oh, absolutely. This is one of those. I do think you could just collapse this Knick team. I'm not saying it'll happen, but the likelihood of this team turning on itself and the team losing their city and all the other stuff that goes on in New York, pretty damn high.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. If they lose tonight, we could see a full-on melt. And how New York would it be?
It would feed a narrative that we're all been just kind of waiting to happen. And it's incumbent on so many little things that the Spurs have proven that they can rebound from and can maintain. It's just now they're going to have to find a way to stay aggressive and withstand the barrage of whistles that are coming, because it will happen.
Yep. So we'll see how the game goes tonight. We're going to be talking about it a lot today, but we got a lot of other stuff to get into as well. We got a guest on the show today. We rarely have guests on this show, but because Rob and I are not the sharpest when it comes to the World Cup,
we're gonna figure it out.
We're gonna figure out what the hell's going on with this thing. Who we should be backing?
Because it starts today, right?
Tomorrow starts tomorrow. Yeah. Glenn Davis will join us on the program.
Senegal and Saudi went at it last night at the Toyota Center.
How'd that work out?
I don't know.
I thought you were going to go to the game. I thought that's how you injured your arm.
No, that was not how it was hurt.
Something to do with the chickens?
It was a wheelbarrow accident.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us.
But are we ready for this? Because the World Cup, if you all recall, when it's happened in the past, does seem to be a little overwhelming.
Yeah. It takes, and again, for a non-soccer guy, it takes over in a way that's a little almost perturbing to me.
Yeah, it is. So
but I am going to try. I'm going to be open-minded. I've asked San Antonio to be open-minded about hockey, so I can be open-minded about soccer and see if Glenn maybe can put me on a team that I can cheer for.
Well, we will try to define what is good soccer and what is bad soccer.
That's right.
And why the hell we're not good. And,
Well,
at least we won't. Remember now, this is how old I am. When they had the World Cup in South Africa.
I remember that.
And everybody had those weird horns.
Vuvuzelas.
Vuvuzelas that you could not eliminate from the broadcast.
That's the worst World Cup ever. They should be banned from ever having it again.
Watching a 3-hour soccer game in a bee's nest.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So at least we won't have to deal with that.
No, there's a no Vuvuzela rule
I
at
would
this
like to
World
think
Cup.
that
I
we
like
need
that.
to keep that in play.
All right, plenty to discuss. I want to talk about Wemby already getting the star treatment and how I warned people this was coming. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delays on the northeast side. This is due to ongoing road work. 35 northbound, 1604 making your way up to Olympia Parkway. Now that's going to take you about 15 minutes. Stop and go starting right around Tupperwine. And then southbound 35 Tupperwine on down to Judson Road. That's stop and go from Church Parkway, about 10-12 minutes. Summertime upon us, a lot of folks hitting the road. Everybody must buckle up in Texas. Click it or ticket. That's a message from TxDOT. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Rev up Father's Day gift giving at summitracing.com. You'll find unique gifts, parts, tools, accessories, and more. Or give the perfect card, a Summit Racing gift card. Shop summitracing.com, plus enroll in the rewards program to get more power in every purchase.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinigle here for DraftKings Sports. Did you know that DraftKings Sports is live in all 50 states? Yes, that means us right here in Texas. The whole world is watching one tournament right now. Group stage chaos, knockout drama, stoppage time, heartbreak. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in Texas. Whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or late at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app, right here in Texas, the world's biggest stage in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 941SportsStar, spend $5 and get $200 in total rewards. That's code 941SportsStar in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim. Issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends June 28th. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has greenlighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at Tax Pro USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-444-9112. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call Tax Pro USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-444-9112. 800-444-9112. That's 800-444-9112.
My name is John. I could not lose the weight I needed to. The Institute for Functional Health Wellness Program was the answer. It included a great deal of testing, supplements, and weekly face-to-face doctor visits. I finally had the accountability I needed. I am now 50 pounds lighter. I no longer have pain in my elbow, back, and hips. I have more energy and just feel and look so much better.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 9 plant protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 mushroom coffee sticks. And now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text RADIO to 64,000. Text RADIO to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's RADIO to 64,000.
Attention soccer fans. House of Cards and Collectibles on Vance Jackson has the 2026 Panini Prism FIFA Soccer Card Packs in stock. Pull cards from Mbappe, Messi, Kane, Bellingham, and many more. Find autographs and serial numbered cards randomly inserted. House of Cards and Collectibles also has FIFA World Cup sticker albums and packs. Come in today before they're all gone. House of Cards and Collectibles at 2105 Vance Jackson Road.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
What?
And we don't give up. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Victor Brown.
It's almost here.
Yeah.
Go get some free food. Or at least a free dessert.
Yeah. I've got a story later on that Vic is going to hate.
Oh, no. What?
Well, you have to wait, Vic.
Okay.
That's a radio tease. That's a radio tease, Bubba. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Huddle. Game day, and Victor Wembanyama, Hector Banana Bread himself, is ready to go. And I talked about it earlier in the year, and I brought it up when Spurs fans were complaining very vocally about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander getting the star treatment, getting all the calls, and it's every call goes his way. It sucks. And I said, let's be careful, because it won't be long before the league figures out that Wemby is going to be a way bigger star than Shai, and he starts getting treatment that everybody else is going to think is unfair.
Well, yeah.
And we've reached that point.
We'll see. We'll see. Let's finish out this series.
I think we
see what happens tonight.
I think the decision yesterday that the league looked at Wemby shoving Jalen Brunson in the back of the head and said, nothing to see here.
I think it would have been very difficult.
Nothing to see
but
here.
I do think you have to look at the series in a continuum. It's kind of like when Mike Brown was talking about the game yesterday, he was talking about the second half. He wasn't talking about the first half. And when the refs come after the game, they go, well, it was 23-21. What are you bitching about? Well, the second half, it did go the other way. Spurs got a crap load of calls. And I think when you look at, how players are treated, now it's not game by game, it's series by series. Let's see how this plays out. Because I'm not sure he's there yet. And I think tonight he in specifics is going to be monitored to a T. Now, that doesn't mean he won't be allowed to score points. It doesn't mean that he won't be, anybody who breathes on them won't get a foul. But what I am saying is defensively. And what I am saying is other places, he is going to be watched very, very closely. And I don't think he'll get the bit, like I said, though, I think he'll get the shade treatment offensively. I think if you breathe on him or lean on him, he's going to get it. But I think on the other side, he's going to be doing it, carrying 3, 4, 5 fouls late in the game.
I'm mostly talking about how had they given him a flagrant, a posthumous flagrant foul, he would be one flagrant point away from being suspended.
I think they know that the whistle is coming, and the likelihood of something, a flail, a lash out, is pretty high.
And they don't want that.
Well, I think they gave him room to do it, is what I'm saying. I think they gave him room to do it, knowing full well the hammer's coming. They can't, what happened in the game, it felt like translated outside, like it was a violent game inside, and the Knicks fan was upset because of the violence that was inflicted on them in the second half, and they rolled outside and they're kicking Spurs ass and they're rocking the bus and all this. I think the tenor was set by the way the game was called, and I don't think they're going to let it get like that. I think this is going to be a 3-hour game. I think teams are going to be in the bonus in the first quarter. I think both teams are going to be told there will be no rough and tumble tonight.
I think imagine back to last series where imagine if Isaiah Hartenstein grabbed De'Aaron Fox by the back of the head and shoved him to the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Do we think the NBA, if let's say just like they did here, they didn't see it happen on the floor, but when they reviewed it, do you think there would be a technical assess to Hartenstein?
I don't know what the premise is because I can't imagine why they didn't give it to Vic.
I'm telling you
so
why.
I don't know
because
what it is.
They don't want to put him in danger of missing games.
Well, I think there's the likelihood of another T coming in is pretty. But I think I want to see the definition of what would be applied to give you a post-mortem T. I mean, other than I.
But okay,
so there's something in the rule book that they can justify and say, well, it doesn't match this, even though the eye says. I don't know, because anybody who saw that go, man, you got away with that one.
If one of our guys got pushed like that, we would be pissed. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, anybody would be. But we also know, and I think that the refs are taking into account the way the game was being played.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Remember, though, that was early in the game. That kind of was a tone setter.
Maybe. And maybe they went, this is it. Because once you start getting into suspensions, you start getting into union crap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't think they just wanted to step into it. But I do agree that he did get a bit of star treatment because it doesn't look good for the NBA. But I just don't understand how you can justify what we saw unless they can literally show you on paper that it didn't match this. And whatever this is, I haven't heard him say it.
I think the other thing is the NBA really wants to avoid is I don't believe Wemby's in danger of going down this path completely. I think he's 22 years old, and I think he's young and very emotional right now. But what the NBA doesn't want is a guy who's probably going to be the face of the league in the next year or two.
Oh, he already is, man.
They don't want him to be Draymond Green.
No, and they won't let that happen.
They don't want him to be a guy who's getting suspended from playoff games because he can't control his emotions.
Well, you can't have a Luke Skywalker without a Darth Vader. So I'm not saying...
But they don't want Wemby to be Darth Vader.
An anti-hero ain't...
There's
Kobe
no
Bryant,
world that they want that.
Well, there have been anti-heroes in the past. Shaq was a bit of an anti-hero, but not nearly as much as Kobe. So there is place in the world for a dude that, especially a foreigner, that could be that, and you could still elevate somebody else to find the King Kong versus Godzilla. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised. I do believe that the Spurs are on the ways to becoming a villain, to becoming the bad boys, that we're going to just come rough your ass up with the tallest dude you've ever seen, and I dare you to stop us. And I get the sense that's kind of who they want to be, too. So I wouldn't be surprised if things go a little bit negative with us. I don't think it's outlandish because these aren't good boys. These are hard fighting boys. These are dogs that are out there. This isn't sweet Manu.
No,
you know what I mean?
Castle certainly is already showing some dog tendencies.
So I get a little bit of the we kind of like being the tough guys in the room. So I'm not saying that's who they're going to be or who even Holt and Brian Wright want them to be. But I do get the sense that they don't like the idea of being, we're the nice guys that just let us be. We don't want to be the punks like Oklahoma City.
I get that. But you also don't want to be the guy who's getting your star player kicked out of games.
Exactly, and that's the nightmare because there's been a lot of teams that tried to be tough guys that just get exited fast because, first of all, we don't like watching this kind of crap, and second of all, there's teams that aim for you.
Because if I'm not mistaken, during the Warriors run, I know they lost Draymond Green for multiple playoff games, like
more than once in more than one season. Yeah.
And I think they lost Andre Iguodala for one also, and these are key guys that they could. It was a blow to them to lose those guys, and that's Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala. Imagine the blow to the Spurs if they said, "Okay,
it's over."
Because if Wemby came out today, if they'd put a technical on him for the Brunson shove, and he came out today and did something, now he's suspended for Game 5.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden, I mean, I don't want to say you've decided the game.
Oh, you have.
But for all intents, you've decided the game. They didn't want to put him in a position where that was a possibility.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Now it would take a flagrant 2 for him to be suspended Game 5, which would, he'd have to go to the point of elbowing Naz Reid the way he did, which was, we all can agree, egregious, and the NBA can't really turn a blind eye at that. The head shove probably should have gotten him a flagrant. The NBA's given him that star treatment. I'm not mad at it.
No.
But I think we've got to accept now that that's where we are, is Wemby is going to get treatment that
I'm not against it.
Other guys don't get. But you also, and this is the same thing I said about, remember when now that the Spurs have built this roster, they're like, yeah, we got to fix the draft lottery. You can't also bitch about other people getting calls and getting star treatment when your guy is also the star treatment guy.
I don't think the Spurs ever said anything about the draft. I think I think Brian Wright and the Buford guys, when they're at the meetings, kind of recuse themselves from that meeting.
You're telling me the draft lottery's messed up?
I don't have a problem with it, boys. I don't know what the issue is with you guys, but we're perfectly fine with the way this thing is set up. So I think that's there. I do think that it took let's think about this. Think about how hard it is to make the Knicks the good guy.
I know.
You know what I mean? Think about how hard it has become. But there's enough highlights of Carter Bryant and Steph Castle and Luke Cornett just taking dudes out. 2 of them on purpose, 1 accidental on purpose. So, yeah, the physicality, I do think the refs are going to rein that in tonight. It's just going to be who reacts, who inflicts first, who fights back, all those little things. And as the crowd goes, it could get chippy if they let it get that way. And quite frankly, the Spurs are better when they're like that, so I wouldn't be too upset. I just want to, what's that old saying? Temper your action with wisdom. Don't go too far, but that's, I think, the formula for the Knicks anyway.
Well, the Spurs certainly want to be in the bully position.
Yes.
In the last series, it felt like they got bullied and they didn't like it. And then this series, it feels like they're the bully, and it looks a lot better when the Spurs are in the bully position.
We do play a different way, and when they try to inflict things instead of trying to groove things. And that's going to cause fouls. So we'll see the balance between that and who is actually blowing the whistle tonight. But it's going to make for a very interesting coaching rotation and all the other things that play into bunches of fouls.
Well, it's not just the Spurs and the NBA raining on the Knicks parade. We'll talk about who else is bringing them down coming up next. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Our heaviest delays on the northeast side. This is due to ongoing road work. 35 northbound, 1604, making your way up to Olympia Parkway. Now that's going to take you about 15 minutes. Stop and go starting right around Tupperwine. And then southbound 35 Tupperwine on down to Judson Road. That's stop and go from Church Parkway, about 10-12 minutes. Summertime upon us, a lot of folks hitting the road. Everybody must buckle up in Texas. Click it or ticket. That's a message from TxDOT. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by American Public University.
When one person serves, the whole family serves. That's why military families may qualify for reduced tuition at American Public University. Learn how your family's military service can help you save on tuition at apu.apus.edu/military.
'Twas the night before Father's Day, and all through the house, Dad slept in his recliner, completely passed out. Magellan Outdoors and Titleist win the night as Dad dreams of gifts from Academy, the kind he'd like. Because tomorrow's not just Father's Day, you see. It's Dad Christmas at Academy. Line up before the doors open on Saturday, June 13th to score a promo card worth up to $500. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Fun can't lose. Select Austin and San Antonio Academy stores. No purchase necessary. Open to Texas residents 18 or older. Visit academy.com/official rules.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
This World Cup season, there's only one place to experience every USA match with fellow fans. Social Spot in San Antonio. Join them for the ultimate World Cup watch parties featuring giant screens, delicious food, tasty snacks, ice-cold beer, and the electrifying atmosphere of soccer's biggest tournament. Bring your friends, wear your red, white, and blue, and cheer on Team USA every step of the way. Catch all the action at Social Spot, 930 Broadway. Social Spot and San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the 2026 World Cup watch parties. Don't miss a minute of the excitement.
Move over, Chips. There's a new crunchier MVP in the snack aisle. Enter pork rinds. Southern recipe pork rinds are low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein to keep you going. And the flavors, big, bold, crunchy. From sweet barbecue to hot honey, every bite brings that flavor-packed crunch you crave. Grab your favorites today at H-E-B or online at porkrinds.com. Southern recipe pork rinds are your snack time, crunch time hero.
This is Joel Frederick. From all of us at Quartermoon, thank you. Through the years and through the growth of this city, you've trusted us to be there when it matters most. For plumbing repairs, air conditioning repairs, new system installs, and so much more. Now, you're going to start seeing a new Quartermoon logo. It's a fresh look, but it reflects the same company we've always been. Rooted in hard work, family values, fair pricing, and caring for people the right way. Quartermoon Plumbing, AC, and Heating. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Some days, self-care starts with Nature Made gummy vitamins, a deep breath, and a little encouragement.
Mom, I'm really nervous.
Me too, honey, but we've got this. Repeat after me. I'm gonna have a good day.
I'm going to have a good day.
I choose joy no matter what comes my way.
I bring joy wherever I go.
Quality gummy vitamins from Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Buy gold and put some silver in your pocket. I know what you're thinking. Everything's expensive right now. How am I going to buy gold? It's Ron Paul. Nowadays, a lot of things are out of your control, but there is something you can do right now to diversify your retirement, and it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. My friends at Birch Gold Group will help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, a time-tested hedge against inflation. Plus, in honor of America 250, Birch Gold is going to give you a special America 250 1-ounce silver round for every $10,000 you purchase by July 2nd. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898 to get a free info kit from Birch Gold and claim eligibility for this limited time offer. Again, text the word SECURE to 989898 today.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
San Antonio, this Saturday at 4 p.m., catch the Gunslingers Superhero Game at Freeman Coliseum. The first 1,000 fans get a free custom superhero cape. Bring the family for nonstop action and fun. Tickets at sagunslingers.com. Be a hero Saturday.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Can the Spurs even the series at 2? We will get you ready for Game 4 of the NBA Finals today on The Blitz. We'll talk about it with former Spur Devin Brown. Former Spurs broadcaster Bill Schoening will join us, along with Don Harris from Madison Square Garden. The Blitz live out at Doghouse Beer Garden on Stone Oak. We get started at 2, then we're going to stick around and watch the game. Join us.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Couple people talking about how they came off the bench. The Knicks came off the bench. Well, could they have suspended the guys that came off the bench? Could they have suspended J.J. Alvarado? Yeah, I guess they could have. Would the Knicks have cared?
They've relaxed that rule. This is not the same league it was in, what was that, 05, 07, when the Phoenix thing happened. It's not, they didn't come off with malice. Most of those guys jumped off to pull guys back. I never felt like they needed to be penalized in any way.
Drew Show Hoffman, the idea the Spurs are bullies because one shove and Brunson flopping into a back injury is laughable. The fact that Thunder fans are saying we told you guys is straight up mental.
Listen, be careful, dude. I'm just the narratives are formed, and whether you agree with it or not, the narrative is that the Spurs were allowed to do things that the Knicks were not. And that was also the end of the Oklahoma City series, the last 2 games. The narrative was the Spurs were allowed to do things that Oklahoma City used to be allowed to do.
Yeah.
So I think there is an idea of transition. Now, the good news is the narrative isn't set, and these are just a bunch of kids that you can apply. Hey, these are just kids, their first time here. They're not bullies, they're just young.
But the idea that the Knicks are doing it, like it's – if you're looking at Jalen Brunson, who's like 5'10", and saying that he's getting away with bullying – that's a little embarrassing because Jalen Brunson's not bullying anybody.
No, he's a tough guy. I mean,
he is, but he's not physically throwing people around. Like in that game, the push from Wemby was one, and they missed the call. That it felt egregious, but they missed the call. Okay, I accept that. When Steph ran through Brunson, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna look at this," and they look at it and go, "No, it looks clean to me." That's when I was like, "Oh man, they're letting the Spurs get away with some stuff."
We had a Carter Bryant full-out assault in Game 1.
Dude, I ain't mad at it. Again,
and they called him for it, though. They did call Bryant for it.
I'm just saying we have to accept that sometimes things that we complain about can become things that we are glad that they're allowing to happen.
Well, again, how do we react to a whistle that's going to come fast? Can you defend without fouling on a night where you're going to feel like it's you against the refs, against the crowd, against all the stars and all that yet again? And can you continue to do something that no one thought you'd be able to do, and that is to stop Cat? And if you can withstand those 2 things, you will come home 2-2.
The Knicks and Madison Square Garden are mad at the NYPD and Mayor Mamdani because they're not letting them party hard enough for Game 4. The team called NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch and Mamdani the city's biggest party poopers for putting security restrictions around the Garden for the game tonight against the Spurs. The city approved a watch party, but the venue is complaining the level of security is unnecessary. Maybe they didn't see all the videos of the watch parties at Central Park and at the Brooklyn Bowl. Maybe they didn't see those.
It wasn't so much the party, it was the after party.
The after party, yeah, that's what went wrong. The last several victories the Knicks have had have been celebrated by thousands and thousands outside MSG. The joy and happiness were palpable everywhere. Apparently, Mayor Mamdani and Police Commissioner Tisch, despite what they say, don't want to see these celebrations happen.
They know
now
if they lose, it will get ugly.
I can tell you where this is coming from.
Yeah.
Who was taking a nap with James Dolan 2 nights ago?
Oh, well, there is a subplot to this, yeah.
Oh, there is a political subplot without question. James Dolan and Trump are boys. They were sitting up in the suite, taking a nap together at the same time. And now this is a way for Trump to kind of get a dig. Oh, I heard the applause for the mayor. I don't know what they're thinking there. I remember, I'm from New York. I'm a New Yorker. Believe me, I love it here. But I think this is his way of getting back some revenge. Okay, they want to act like that. Knicks fans want to act like I'm the reason they're ruining. I've ruined the party. I'll show them.
Well, I think the fear is they lose and the riots come. I mean, look what happened afterwards.
Oh, I agree.
There is a legitimate concern that if we do lose this game, considering the security that was already in place with the last one, and look how bad it got.
Yeah.
I mean, with the Spurs literally were surrounded the bus. Now, it wasn't terrible. It was just a bunch of guys holding up phones. But there were guys coming up, running and kicking the bus and doing some weird stuff. And you never know. One crazy dude with a rock, now we got problems. So I think that this is more about, we're worried about, it's not about the celebration afterwards. Y'all will be fine if you win. But if you lose, I think there's a legitimate fear these dudes could literally lose it, especially knowing that it will be well, the idea of how they would lose would play into it too. So I don't blame them. They brought it on themselves, but I do think that the idea of keeping everybody out of downtown's a good one. Dude, it was ugly.
OKC was getting away with assault in the WCF. As long as the refs call it both sides, no problem. Also have to D-O-N-O or the Spurs will lose. I don't know what D-O-N-O is. Pumbaa says a tighter whistle benefits Wemby easily over 30 points tonight if the whistles are flying.
Oh, it does. That's not a negative. It benefits, again, offensively. I think the Shai Gilgeous treatment will be in full effect. He's going to be allowed offensively to do just about whatever he wants. But if his hand's on a body, if he jumps to block a shot and it gets in the body, the whistles are going to come.
And Eagle fan, quick whistles are bad for Castle. He gets called for everything anyways. He does, but also Steph commits the most dumb fouls on this team.
Yes, he does.
And he also has a bit of the Tim Duncan to him where he's never committed a foul. Like, he could literally hit you with a baseball bat and be like, what are you talking about?
I think he's the rookie that can't understand why. I got to do that last play, and now you're calling it on me. You know, and I think refs, you have to accept the fact that refs can be bipolar and just keep playing, bro. The more you complain, the more likely it is to happen again.
Yep. All right. We will take a momentary step away, and when we come back, I've got a story that's going to terrify Victor Brown. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Got a buddy who thinks he knows baseball? Perfect. On Rangers game days, prove it with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger you think will launch it out of here. He hits one, you and a friend are headed to a Rangers game. He hits two. Now, you've got tickets and hotel. Yeah, you're making a night of it, and your buddy's buying the first round. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Call your shot and win the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone. 100% of them can get their T levels back. Synergenics tailors their TRT to make sure levels are where they need to be. They even take insurance. Head to Synergenics.com to book your free testosterone test today.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinigle here for Window Nation. You know, it is June. Summer is here along with those hot summer days, and that means constant AC use and high energy bills. It is time to upgrade your home's windows this month during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 for free sale. Imagine replacing all your windows with new energy-efficient ones and getting half of them for free. Plus, you could even get them with no money down and no monthly payment or interest for 2 years. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Sale ends soon, so visit windownation.com to book that consultation.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has greenlighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at TaxPro USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-444-9112. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call TaxPro USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-444-9112. 800-444-9112. That's 800-444-9112.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's game day. Check out the Doghouse Beer Garden on Stone Oak Parkway. Come pregame with a live broadcast of the Blitz from 2 to 6 and then stick around and watch Game 4. Gourmet dogs, burgers, cold beer in Game 4. We'll see you today at the Doghouse Beer Garden on Stone Oak Parkway.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
So if I were to go up to McDonald's tonight and say I want the gangbang, they'd know what I'm talking about? Or would they call the cops?
You got to say the Mick. Otherwise, you get arrested.
The Mick
and then you got to.
Hey, what are you in for? Well, I wanted a gangbang at McDonald's.
A whole new term of the McRib.
Yeah, you got to throw the McRib in there, too.
Only for a limited time.
Holy cow.
You got to be careful in your wording. Phrasing is everything, Joe.
It is.
Phrasing is everything.
Phrasing. Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, it'd be pretty scary if there was a guy driving around on the roads of San Antonio without a driver's license, right? You think there are any of those?
There's tons of them.
Huh. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Country boy.
Now imagine this. Like, so there's people who drive without a license. Okay. You don't want to be hit by them, certainly.
Oh, no.
That'd be a disaster. But imagine a guy trying to fly a plane without a license. That would bother you, right?
Oh, yeah. Why?
Well, now what if I told you that a commercial airline pilot who was a captain between 2009 and 2025 didn't have a license that entire time?
Well, he could evidently do the job.
That's still a little concerning to me.
Well, I mean, it would have been in 09. 10. I'm a little less concerned 16 years later. That tells me how much is taken off a pilot's plate. This dude could manage this.
He is said to have flown more than 900 flights domestically and internationally without the required license.
I think he's got the honorary degree. Let's just keep him employed.
Man. Now, this is Air Canada. They found out and they no longer employ him.
Of course he's Canadian.
Of course
they were sorry about it.
Yeah.
Now, what they say is, safety was not compromised by this incident because all our pilots at Air Canada, they undergo mandatory recurrent training every 6 months.
And this dude passed all the training.
To validate their competency, including a flight check with a certified Transport Canada check pilot every 12 months. Now, let me ask you this. Imagine you had to undergo every 6 months, you had to show you're a competent pilot. And you would think, like, when you got there, they would say, all right, let me see your license, and let's get you started on your competency test. That feels like step one, right?
Well,
yeah.
They're just like, oh, what's your name? Oh, okay, I got you right here. Show us what you can do. That doesn't seem like the way to. This feels like the Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
I'll tell you this: it's amazing, and we've seen sadly the verse of this is how much you can learn with an online training program.
Oh yeah, my son taught himself to play guitar on YouTube.
Well, we had a couple of.
There you go.
Well, we had a couple of Saudi pilots that learned how to fly into buildings by buying those kind of things. So. That part of it, the competency thing, given the current technology, doesn't surprise me. I think, like you said, it's you didn't even check a background. You didn't even call anybody, because I do think you could probably get away with the technical stuff when you're sitting in for your check rides, just because of the stuff you've been learning with your latest 747 video game.
Here's the thing: he has a pilot's license. He doesn't have a captain's license to fly a big passenger plane. Like, that's the...
Well, you know what that sounds to me then? If he already had a license, that they didn't care. You know what I mean? At that point, now we got a problem. That you're like, yeah, you just didn't care.
Well, the pilot, the police are saying the pilot also filed a false report to police about allegedly stolen pilot documentation. So, like, basically they said, where's your documents? He said, oh, they must have been stolen.
Call the cops.
Yeah, you guys need to be on the case.
By the way, there was $1,000 in that briefcase.
My captain's license was right here on my bedside table with a...
right next to that $1,000 I also had stolen.
Yeah, where's that?
Yeah, just take that.
Oh, boy. The airline is not naming the pilot, which that's the other thing.
Dude.
I don't know. Maybe let other places know, because now he's going to be flying United. I don't need that.
Well, if his record's unblemished, he had a lot of OJT. He gets the honorary degree.
Although I do think most,
Well, then how do you know the pilots that you get on a plane with have licenses? You just assume.
I don't. I just assume.
You trust.
Yeah. I just assume. Yeah. There's a level of. Can we check?
Level of trust.
Well, yeah. In these situations, it's always the idea of mutually assured destruction. Like, you don't want to kill yourself, so obviously you can fly. You're not trying to, unless you are trying to kill yourself, and then we're all in trouble.
Remember that there was that documentary about that kid in Washington who just was a baggage handler and just picked up, said, I'm going to take this plane.
Well,
anybody can do it.
And he ended up killing himself, right?
Yeah, he killed himself.
And
but it was just him.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen, or you don't want to be that airplane that just disappears.
Although also
it's gone, we can't find it.
You say he killed himself on purpose, but also I don't know. It seems like landing is probably the hardest part of flying a plane.
Like my dad says, it's not so much the flying, it's the landing.
Yeah, I'd be okay. Well, do I want to land or fly into a mountain? I guess I'll pick the mountain.
The sudden landings are the worst ones.
Yeah. All right, 1 hour down, 3 to go. Morning Huddle 94.1.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America, sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026, dedicated to offering solutions to help businesses meet their goals locally and globally. More at bankofamerica.com/gamechangers. That's bankofamerica.com/gamechanger.
250 years ago, freedom wasn't broadcast. It was declared. Ink on paper, voices in rooms, a bold idea called independence. Today, that same spirit travels farther than ever, through every speaker, every car, every home. For over a century, radio has carried America's voice. This 4th of July, we celebrate 250 years of freedom and the sound that keeps it alive.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-793-8074 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-793-8074. That's 800-793-8074. What do you have to lose? Call 800-793-8074. Again, 800-793-8074.
Watch every Team USA World Cup match at Social Spot. Enjoy great screens, great food, snacks, ice-cold beer, and the best World Cup atmosphere in San Antonio. Join the party at 930 Broadway. Social Spot and San Antonio Sports Star, your headquarters for the 2026 World Cup watch parties.
Do you know who the thief in the finals is? If you do, you could get your share of $1 million. That's right, $1 million sitting in a pot. You pick the player who walks away with the most steals in the series. Your picks don't even have to win. Just back the right thief. And if your guy wins it, you get a share of $1 million pot. How about that? You pick your player every game, including their steal stat. When the series ends, the steals leader gets crowned, and the pot gets split equally amongst everyone who called it. Simple as that. The more finals games you pick, the bigger your share. It's less a prediction and more of a vibe, so trust yours. I'm going to go with Victor Wembanyama. Maybe him, maybe Dylan Harper. I'm not sure yet. Maybe you know. If you do, get down at Underdog. Download the app today. Use my promo code Alamo. You'll get $50 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-MY-RESET or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Healthy vision is about more than seeing clearly. It's about going beyond. From comprehensive eye care with the latest technology to advanced vision solutions that provide deep insights into your overall health. And with doctors who build lasting relationships founded on trust, ensuring that every detail is taken care of. I choose Vision Source to never miss out on life's precious moments. Vision Source, beyond your eyes.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We're still dealing with that accident on the northeast side at Loop 410 eastbound. It's right as you approach Broadway. Only the right lane open. It's about a 10-12 minute delay, and it's got you stop and go from McCullough. On 410 northbound at Ingram, this stall is off a main lane, now off to the right shoulder. This road work, though, on 35, that is causing heavy delays. Northbound 1604 up to Olympia Parkway. Roadway reduced to 1 lane. It's a 35-minute travel time, slow from Judson. And then southbound 35 Tupperwine on down to Judson. Roadway reduced to 1 lane, 30-minute delay, slow from Schertz Parkway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time saver traffic.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In the NBA, it's a game day balla as the Spurs look to even the series with the Knicks. Tonight, the game will tip at 7:30. It'll be televised on ABC. There's going to be no flagrant upgrade for Victor Wembanyama after review of his shove to Jalen Brunson, as he will stay at 2 points this postseason for flagrant fouls. Players are allowed only 3 for receiving suspension. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy game day. Happy hump day. Oh,
there's a lot going on today.
I know. I almost, I didn't even, hump day. Hump day. I almost forgot it was hump day. I was so,
trash day in my world.
Oh, man. Well, happy trash day, Rob.
It is a happy day.
But you didn't have to take the trash to the street, did you?
I did last night. That's a half-mile walk, man.
This was before or after you,
This
you
was long before.
This is way before
before your injury.
Nothing like getting, you get wounded in battle.
Are you going to
get a Purple Heart?
We will talk to Dr. Jason Garrett today. We'll talk to him at 9 o'clock today. Do you think he'll have a diagnosis for you?
Well, I think I'm due for. Yeah, we will certainly discuss it, and I think he's going to say you need to go see somebody
with
that
a
has an X-ray,
a surgeon, perhaps.
Dude,
A reconstructive surgeon.
Oh no.
You're getting.
It sucks getting old.
Man.
It's like Rodney Dangerfield. Ooh, my arm.
Oh, my arm.
You can't do anything.
My arm.
You can't do anything.
I think it's broken.
Can't do anything once you get old. It's a terrible time.
It's those little things that matter.
The little things that matter.
You don't want to lose the use of your useful hand.
No. Well, you're going to have to switch your watch over to your other arm and just.
The watch is the least of my concerns.
You're going to become a right-handed man. Rob.
For those of you who've never tried to go with the other hand in a moment of privacy.
Okay, you're in the bathroom. Use
Yes,
your other hand.
using the other hand.
I can't.
It's like spelunking, man.
I tried doing it.
You're in a cave.
to
You don't know
wipe
where
with
you
your
are.
other- your back. You try to
go
wipe
with the other
lefty.
hand, man. It just doesn't. It doesn't function right.
No.
It makes for an interesting time.
Well.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and I agree with this. It's funny. Yeah, Adam says maybe pilots should post their license when you walk on the plane outside the cockpit, like restaurants post the food inspections. Like, why is it you can go to if you go to a barber, they have to have their license there
on the mirror. We don't want any illegal haircutting going on.
Yeah, but a pilot, they're like,
we trust you. You're good.
So they have to put it on that door, that metal door. Now we just have a picture of them, their licensing date, and then it's kind of like when you go to Buc-ee's, how long it's been since they cleaned the bathroom. We could see their last check ride and
last
their grade.
aptitude and
they're
your
great.
score. Yeah,
I mean, if we have to know how clean a restaurant
or like
is.
the registration sticker for the car, it has to be
Yes.
like
Get that little
it's
sticker.
Good. You're good till 28.
I think so.
Okay.
And when he comes on and talks to us, he goes, license number XXXYYYY, certified so-and-so.
That's a made-up license number if I ever heard
Whatever it is, I'm just saying, yeah. License number 1234. Exclamation point.
But the barber that cuts that pilot's hair, he's got to have his license.
You don't
showing.
want dirty scissors.
Yeah, can't
God
use
forbid.
that. All right. A lot of people talking about the Spurs, and C-Note says, I believe we're winning the next two, then hoisting the Larry O'Brien Game 7 at home.
Well, I'll tell you this. I agree
Yeah,
with him
I
in
hope
this.
so.
They win tonight, they win the series.
I mean,
I just don't see how.
Well, I didn't see how they would lose the first two at home either. I say if they win tonight, the series is back where it was to start, and they've got as good a chance as anybody. I've changed my mind about there's no way the Knicks win this series. I was foolish to think that.
I think we've all kind of learned a bit of our lesson. But if you take the games in a vacuum, it took a 10-0 run to close a game out in Game 1, which seemed miraculous. And it took an utter collapse in Game 2. I mean, a great comeback to even be there, but dumb plays in Game 2. And then Game 3 they won. So they've been in
it
all
took a
of
bit
them.
of a Knicks collapse in Game 3
Well,
also.
It did. I mean, it's been half of one, 6 of dozen. A dozen of another. But the idea is such that what they've done has mostly worked. They've led in the series by far more minutes. They've had the lead and much more of the time that they've been leading. They just haven't done the smart things in 2 of the games.
This is the beauty of it, man. And it's easy for us to be sucked in because we have a dog in the fight. But this has been a great NBA Finals. And it's been, and again, I have a dog in the fight in the Stanley Cup, and I've been frustrated that it's 2-2, but it's been a great final. And like if you're not a diehard for one of those teams and you just want to watch some good hockey, you've seen good hockey. If you're not a diehard for the Spurs or the Knicks, you've seen good basketball. It's been, at least what you want is competitive games, and that's what you've gotten in all the games. And I don't expect any of these games to be blowout type games.
Vegas tells us it's not. I was looking at viewership. It's the best of the decade by far. NBA viewers for games 1 and 2. Most watched NBA Finals again since 6/7 of 2019. So
is 2019 Cavs?
Again, it goes
Cavs
back
Warriors.
Basically anything without. Well, this has been the first Finals without Steph or LeBron in like 12 years.
Right.
Obviously, when they were together, it drew big. But we're talking about the closeout of the series.
Yeah.
Game 6 and 7. 1 and 2 started there. So obviously, the extrapolating numbers, you expect it to grow even more, which tells me that the NBA would certainly like 7 games. Certainly would feel good to play 7 of these, wouldn't it?
Absolutely would. And maybe that was the call that came in. I don't know. I'll take it.
That plays into our little home court advantage.
But
I was going to say real quick, in New York, they did show like every New York City cop was downtown, right? They showed them.
Oh, yeah.
Shoulder
Shoulder
to
to shoulder. Yeah.
However, when the game was over and you saw the one Spurs guy in the jersey getting mobbed by the Knicks fans, there was not one
Well, we
cop
don't know where
inside.
he was. We don't know if he was leaving Bryant Park. We don't know where that went. I don't know if it was going down outside of Madison Square Garden, individual ones.
Right.
I do know I saw one video of 3 or 4 Spurs fans being protected by the cops.
Okay.
Like inside of this phalanx that were trying to get them safely out of the crowd. So where they were protected. But you're right. I didn't see the presence. But, again, we don't know where that video was shot.
Yeah, and then there was I did see a picture of a guy he was like 6'8", big old white dude with tattoos and a Spurs jersey, and they were like, no one touched me. Yeah, let's leave him alone.
It's certainly wrong, although you are kind of jumping into the lion's den when you do that.
Of course.
You are kind of stepping into some danger. Not that it should ever happen to you, but it seems like you're assuming a bit of risk when you know you're leaving the.
But with all the Knicks fans here, there was no pushing and shoving. Was there a little bit?
I don't know. Who knows?
Not enough to
not
make
that I
it.
saw. I'm not
Yeah,
going to
me
say it didn't
neither.
happen, but I think if it had, we'd have seen some sort of video of it.
There is, and I think that there's a good storyline. Whoever wins the NBA title, the last time the Spurs won, Spider-Man 2 was in theaters. It's been a long, long time, and they've got the best young star in the game. It's a good story. Last time the Knicks won, the Watergate scandal had not broken yet.
Yeah, it was 71.
That was Nixon, right? Yeah.
I mean, that's how far we were removed from the Knicks.
They would celebrate by giving 5.
Yeah,
Give me 5.
And the Knicks, who, if the Knicks had the success or even had a moderate amount of the success that the Celtics and Lakers franchises have had, the Knicks would be the biggest franchise in sports. But because they haven't had that success that the Celtics and the Lakers have, they are not. They are the Knicks.
13 million strong, yeah.
But it's going to be a big story no matter what.
A bigger story for the Knicks.
I think
Let's
so.
not
But
kid ourselves. This is the thing, the Spurs against everybody kind of mantra right now. Because I do think New York being the center of everything, I mean, the guys in power are the ones that are wearing Knick hats. So I do think that they would have their druthers have this.
But also, the NBA would love to crown the next guy in the post-LeBron, Steph Curry NBA. They would love to put a crown on the head of their next guy who...
I'm not sure it's not already there, which is my fear.
Well, it can't be him until he has a ring.
Well, no, I would agree with that. But the problem is there's the succession line is going away. Steph, I think, is still going to be here for another couple of years, but LeBron's got one more year.
Yeah,
you know
but
what
I mean,
so there's
I'm
not a current title holder to hold the title.
And that's what the NBA has been like, okay, who's it going to be? And they can't give it to Joker because he doesn't care about basketball. And plus, I mean, he looks like Homer Simpson. Like, it's not that he's not a baller, but he just doesn't care. They can't give it to Shea because the world hates Shea, the way he plays. They need Wemby to be great.
So I think, and win or lose, he's going to get that mantle.
But,
now there will
but
be.
He has to have a ring for people to take him seriously as the face.
Does that? No, let's just take it at that, and I do agree with that. But I also think that just because of that, it feeds a narrative. Because here it is, you lost in the finals, or you won in the finals, no matter what happens here. But next year, it is about attaining the title. The heir apparent, the prince, where this year it was kind of like you might eventually be that prince.
Yeah.
Next year, the storyline, and it might be even more compelling, can he get it now?
Yeah.
And I think that the NBA is sitting in the catbird seat. Best thing that could happen to them is 7 games. It doesn't matter who wins at that point. And then we've crowned our prince, and if the Knicks win a title too, hey, that's pretty good. We get best of both worlds.
My wife, she's a Bills fan. She watches the games with me, and she also is she's been watching the Kansas City Chiefs since the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift love story has evolved. She also likes the Kelce Brothers podcast, so I think that's part of why. But she asked me once, why is it that, because when you watch Patrick Mahomes play games and then you watch Josh Allen play games, it's a valid question. Why is it people talk about Patrick Mahomes like he's the best player in the world when I watch Josh Allen and it looks like Josh Allen's better than him? Like he throws for more yards, he runs faster, he scores more touchdowns. And I said, because Patrick Mahomes has rings. And
yes, but Patrick has done things.
Nothing else matters. Until you have a ring, no one will call you the best player in the world.
On the other side of that, it is ridiculous knowing that Mahomes gets all this love. How much he has gotten, though.
Yes.
Because he does have national brand awareness. He is doing things that I see on commercials that aren't in football games, that are just on primetime. So I do think there's the hope that he finally does get it because the table's set for him. And I think the ring will be the thing. But, the other part of this was I've always been surprised at how far he was able to do this because you don't see Justin Herbert running around with that kind of stuff. And you don't see Sunshine when there was expectation he was going to do all that kind of stuff. But the way that he has managed to put himself as a marketing agent, having lost every opportunity against Mahomes, it's worked out pretty well for him. I think he found a good niche, but if he wants to be the superstar, you put a ring on him, and suddenly he becomes Tom Brady as far as exposure.
Well, when we come back, I want to look at football for a minute because CBS did a story about which quarterbacks need a ring the most for their legacy. So I want to break up the basketball a little bit with that, and then I'm going to get back into the basketball, and we're going to discuss Wemby or Brunson, who needs this ring more. We'll do that all coming up and plenty more. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Connecticut water softeners have an answer to a problem you don't think you have. You've got a drinking problem, whether you realize it or not. If you don't have a Connecticut, what you're putting into your body, what's going through your pipes into your appliances, is in the end going to cause harm. That's just part of living in South Texas. Our aquifer has some fine flavor, and I'll tell you, it makes good sweet tea, good light beer. But the sediment is something that will, in the end, cost you. And you don't want to have to deal with it, so fight it off at the door. And that's what Connecticut has done for me. For as long as any home I've owned or lived in San Antonio, we have always had a Connecticut, and I have never once had to replace an appliance because those little tubes got all clogged up with sediment. I've never once had to call a plumber in to replace a pipe or break something through that got all clogged up. That's just not a problem, and I don't want you to have to deal with it either. I want you to call Connecticut today. The number is 656-PURE, and take advantage of a great deal. Not only will you get the very best in the business of taking care of your pipes, how about a reverse osmosis drinking station free of charge that you put on your kitchen sink? They've got the beautiful decor to match yours, and you'll never have to buy another water bottle again. A savings right there that I've enjoyed, although I had to buy that thing. Call them today. Go get yourself the very best in Connecticut, and I know you're going to come on by and thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Can the Spurs even the series at 2? We will get you ready for Game 4 of the NBA Finals today on The Blitz. We'll talk about it with former Spur Devin Brown. Former Spurs broadcaster Bill Schoening will join us, along with Don Harris from Madison Square Garden. The Blitz live out at Doghouse Beer Garden on Stone Oak. We get started at 2, then we're going to stick around and watch the game. Join us.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Got wrecked? Got a pain in your neck? Thomas J. Henry is your next call. Thomas J. Henry has put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just 4 years. And we can help you too. Just look at our over 14,000 5-star reviews. The numbers and our clients speak for themselves. So if you've been in a car accident, visit thomasjhenrylaw.com today. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal office in San Antonio.
1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone, low energy, low sex drive, low motivation. 100% of them can get it all back and feel like themselves again at Synergenics, whose providers are experts in hormone health. They work to tailor their TRT plans to make sure levels are where they need to be so every patient can feel great, look great, and live their best lives. They accept most insurance plans. Get your energy, focus, and drive back by booking your free testosterone test at Synergenics.com. That's Synergenics.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. You know what you can trust? The protection you get when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. You know what you can't trust? Everything else, apparently. Like when you saw that article that said that thing you eat every day is a superfood and great for your gut health, but then 30 seconds later, a different article warns you to avoid it and it's taking years off your life. Well, which is it? Kind of a big difference there. Anyway, bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive for reliable coverage in a reliably unreliable world. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
You could win unmatched views of the match during the Twin Peaks Go for the Gold giveaway presented by Michelob Ultra and Casamigos. Visit TwinPeaksSoccer.com to enter for your chance to win by June 14th. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You're listening to The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
I see what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You know, Katy Perry is dating that Justin Trudeau.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And she says that he's the love of her life. They asked her, they did an interview with her at the Tribeca Film Festival. And she said he's helped keep her grounded during a hectic period of her life and career. She described herself as a rainbow kite that needs someone to anchor her, and she feels centered since they've gotten together.
They're imminent to break up. That's a bunch of
yeah.
That's a bunch of hokum right there.
She's on shrooms.
She was dating Orlando Bloom before, who I still, I mean, I think I told you to look up that picture once of them riding on the paddleboard, like where Orlando Bloom's standing up paddling the board and she's sitting on the front, like on her knees in a bikini.
Oh, yeah,
and he's butt naked with just his dong hanging out, and paparazzi take a picture of it. It's like, who does, like, if you're both naked, okay, but it's really weird, like, if your girlfriend is just going to be like, hey, let's go paddleboarding, and she's not naked, and then you just get butt naked. That's a little weird to me.
He's a naked guy. Didn't McConaughey get busted playing bongos naked on his patio?
I think so.
Some guys are just naked. I'm glad he was actually using an oar.
Listen, he damn near could have used that thing as his oar.
I know. If you're gonna do that, you better be swinging some trowel, man. You better.
If he would have dropped his paddle,
the hammer.
had he dropped his paddle, he would have been just fine getting back to shore.
At least, don't act like you're not impressed.
Look at that one.
Oh man!
Can you imagine you doing that? Your wife didn't realize you had. She turned around. And you were bare ass.
I forgot about this.
I mean, but look, there's not like a cinch bag or something where his pants, like that's just how they went out.
You know what, honey? I
All right, you ready to go?
Lines.
All right, I'm gonna go.
You ready to go? Let's go.
Honey, do you want to grab, your bathing suit? No, I don't need that.
The hammer needs some sun.
Yeah. I'm gonna tan my balls.
I know.
All right.
Again, you better be swinging. You drop like
He
that.
probably is.
All right. There is a story up on CBS ranking the 15 NFL quarterbacks who most need a Super Bowl win for their legacy.
Oh, I'd tell you number one. There ain't no question.
Okay. Well, let's wait.
Let's wait.
Then.
But if there's anything other than what I'm thinking, they're wrong.
Number 15, Sam Darnold.
I think he's already kicked his coverage, bro. I think he's lived a pretty good football life.
He's certainly changed the narrative of his career already, but if he won back-to-back, now suddenly you don't go from a guy like a redemption story. Now you're like you're almost Kurt Warner.
Almost.
I mean,
closer to Eli Manning. But yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking Kurt Warner, like the story of it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Eli Manning was
I'm just talking about wins and place in the VIP room. But yeah, I think Darnold. I'm not sure he can do more to raise himself in my eyes. You know what I mean? But maybe. I mean, certainly winning two would do that. But
number 14, I think, is probably too low on this list. C.J. Stroud, particularly right now while he's trying to get this money, and people are going like, do we want to give him this money?
All of that. But, he's got a whole team in his way. His team isn't ready to win a Super Bowl.
I don't know. They got an elite defense.
That's the problem. They're awfully close. I'm not sure he's going to be capable of lifting them.
Number 13, Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be
it would help.
It would give him a boost. Number 12, Matt Stafford. But he does. I mean, he's got a Super Bowl and an MVP now. He's a Hall of Famer.
He's ensconced.
But I don't even know. Like, if he were to win, he'd be the only active starting quarterback with multiple Super Bowls besides Mahomes.
But right now, you can't write the story of the last decade of the NFL without including his name. So I don't know how much more he could elevate his status other than getting into that ultra exclusive VIP room.
Number 11, Kyler Murray.
Oh, dude.
I mean, you're in Minnesota now. You've got a genius at your coach. Like,
he's certainly in the best position.
Prove
That's better than he's been. Yeah. I don't think he's ever going to do it, but yeah.
Number 10, Patrick Mahomes.
Nah. He's playing with house money.
But, if you want to be – I think it's all relative because Patrick Mahomes, there's still people who think he could end up in the conversation with Tom Brady. If he's going to do that, he's got to do some more winning.
I think that but I don't know how much more he can raise his stature.
Number 9, Jalen Hurts.
It would prove some doubters, I'll tell you that.
I'd have to eat some crow. I don't believe in him, but
he ain't going to do it. But yeah, I'd agree but he's got one. And again, I think that would be more about the peripheral stuff, but he's already got the yards, the MVP, and the ring.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Number 8, Jordan Love.
We should have quantified this with, did you ever expect that they would win a Super Bowl? And I'm not sure I ever put Jordan Love in the category of I thought he was going to win a Super Bowl.
You know what? Jordan Love's, he has, from when he was drafted to now, my expectations for him have certainly increased. Like I'm with you. I would have never thought Jordan Love would win a Super Bowl when he got drafted. But I mean, now it's like, okay, guys, got some game. Can you do it? Let's see.
Yeah, he kind of.
But there's also some pressure on him being the guy next in line after Favre and Rodgers.
All of that, carrying the mantle of the doubt. It's very Romo-esque if you think about it. He's then, he wasn't there. Well, he was the heir apparent, and he's played good. I just don't know how much more a Super Bowl would mean to him, as me thinking of him as a quarterback more than it would be as him being a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Number 7, Jared Goff.
Oh, he needs it.
I'll never get over the fact that he got to the Super Bowl And Sean McVay said, I got to get a quarterback if I'm going to win a Super Bowl. Trades him for Matt Stafford, then immediately wins a Super Bowl. It's like, oh, that tells you that Jared Goff was.
And to Goff's credit, he's done a good job in Detroit. I'm not mad at him, but the dude needs a Super Bowl to rectify that. Yeah.
Number 6, Aaron Rodgers.
Nah.
I will say, Aaron Rodgers is kind of like Drew Brees to me in that, boy, there's a whole lot of numbers, but to just win one Super Bowl in these long-ass careers is kind of like, can I really put you on Mount Rushmore? If
it would be, if
it's
the
not
miracle
going to happen. It's a waste of discussion.
If he could manage to do it, it would be the miracle upon miracles, and of course it would elevate. But I think his story's already written.
All right, top 5 now, and I'm going to spoil a little bit in the top 5 and tell you Trevor Lawrence didn't even get put on this list.
Because I think
this was the number 1 pick in the draft that everybody was saying was supposed to be the next big thing, and there's no pressure on him to win.
Oh, there's pressure, but I think that they look at that team and go.
Same with Baker Mayfield.
Well, I think Baker's story's already written too.
Huh.
And now a Super Bowl start would change his narrative, but I don't think there's a lot that he can do to change what people believe who Baker Mayfield is.
Number 5, Justin Herbert.
Absolutely, he does.
And it talks about the things he's done. The fastest player to reach 10,000 yards, fastest player to reach 12,000 yards, most touchdowns scored during the first 3 years of a season. I mean, he's
regular
put up
season.
some crazy numbers, but Herbert has not won a playoff game in his first 6 seasons. That's not ideal.
We're headed toward Phillip Rivers territory. We're headed toward a bunch of quarterbacks that we thoroughly liked for a long time that just will fade away.
Fouts.
Dan Fouts. It's funny, it's all Chargers, but it does feel very much like, too, if you don't get it, it is one of the bigger unfulfilled promises of the last 20 years because he had everything he needed.
Number 4, Dakota Prescott.
See, I'd put him number 1, man.
Would you have?
There's nobody that needs a Super Bowl more to justify everything that's happened during his career than he does. And it's unfortunate, but it's true.
The Cowboys have gone so long without a Super Bowl. Like, it does feel like there's a lot of weight on him. More weight than there ever was on Tony Romo. And whether or not that's fair, I don't know. But it's certainly there. I would also say, with the numbers he's put up in his career, if he wins a Super Bowl for the Cowboys, he's probably going to go to the Hall of Fame.
Without doubt.
If he doesn't,
he won't.
He is not. It's almost as simple as that. I don't care what numbers you put up.
This team has shuffled the deck for him. He's had 3 head coaches now. I don't know how many offensive consultants and play callers over the last decade, and without a Super Bowl, man, oh man, he needs it.
Number 3, Joe Burrow.
He's got time, but yeah, absolutely he does, and I think he feels it.
Well, and Joe Burrow's also kind of rearranged the deck to his favor and said, okay, let's pay this guy, this guy, this guy. Let's not pay this guy. And now you got to do something with it.
What you're talking about, he redid his contract, yesterday?
Yeah.
Freed up $10 million, which is going to help them pick up or pay Dexter Lawrence. So,
really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're not spending it on a wide receiver.
Well, that doesn't mean it's not all of it. But no, they don't. They have plenty of wide receiver money
I know, but they
allocated.
Keep spending more. Hey, number 2, and part of number 3 with Joe Burrow, part of it's been injury so far. Like if Joe Burrow were healthy all the time, maybe it'd be a different story. I don't know. They almost won the Super Bowl against the Rams.
I don't have a sense of it's not going to happen for him for some reason. Where I get the sense that Herbert his clock is ticking. Where I feel like there's time for Burrow.
Number 2, Josh Allen.
Well, I guess he would be the number 1 ahead of Dak. Yeah.
It says from a personal standpoint, it would solidify Allen's place among the best quarterbacks of the era. But he would also be the quarterback of the first Bills team to win the Super Bowl, which would be a legacy-defining accomplishment in itself. I mean, with Jim Kelly not able to do it, it would put him in rare air. And number 1, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, and it says, despite everything he's already accomplished, a 2-time league MVP, the most prolific running quarterback in NFL history. Oddly, the latter achievement actually hindered his legacy until now, which is largely why he tops this list.
Well said.
A narrative exists that running quarterbacks cannot win Super Bowls. Jackson, because of his success running with the football, is largely labeled as a running quarterback, but that title diminishes how good Jackson has become as a passer. He is, after all, tied with Rodgers for the career passer rating in league history, but no Super Bowl yet. And I think him and Josh Allen are 1 and 1A. I think they both feel that pressure.
You don't think that that we're kind of getting past Lamar?
No.
You don't?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's the same age as Josh.
I agree, but I feel like I'm wondering why I didn't even put him in the 5 that needed it. And I'm trying to, why didn't I even think of him when I thought of Dak and the others that were, close? I feel like, I thought he was going to win it 2 years ago and he didn't, or you can name the year, and it just didn't happen. So it just seems like he is going to be relegated to, like you just said, the Jim Kellys, the Fran Tarkingtons, the dudes that put up wild numbers, and we'll certainly enjoy you going into the Hall of Fame, but you will be thought of as this character and this thing for a moment, but never what he's chasing, and that is to be the quarterback of the generation, or at least be in consideration with that.
Yeah, well, 2 MVPs, you'd think he would be in it.
You'd think, and I think he kind of is, but I put him in that category with Marino and Kelly, and which I don't look at him any less, but they certainly reached a level at which they could not get any higher.
All right, now I want to talk NBA legacy. We'll do that next with Wimby and Brunson. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Dr. Jacob Torres is my doctor. He's with the Institute for Functional Health is a full-service healthcare place down there in their beautiful offices down there on McCullough. I first met him about 10 years ago. He was one of the preeminent weight loss physicians in San Antonio. He was the guy that everybody had told me, go talk to him for those that were having to lose some weight immediately or quickly because, well, doctors had told him if you don't get the weight off, there's going to be medication or even worse in your future. Well, I hadn't quite reached that, but I was to a point where I didn't like the way I looked or felt. And he explained to me that the changes, lots of little changes, turn into a lot of big ones if you continue with it. And you combine that with the mental side of weight loss and your relationship with food. And it's amazing how you can start to lose weight faster than you might think and see how quickly it continues to come off. I still go see Dr. Torres. He's been a valuable part of my life. I am healthier for him being in my life, and I want that for you. If you need to lose weight, you just want to feel healthier, and you don't want to commit to pills or shots. You just want to do it the old-fashioned way. Well, this is a new-fashioned way. It ain't old. It works. Call him today. The number's 210-468-1891. The website, IFFhealth.com. Trust me, if it's time to lose weight, there's no better resource than Dr. Jacob Torres, the Institute for Functional Health. Call him today. Thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. Just cleared that wreck at 410 eastbound approaching Broadway. 410 northbound Ingram, that stall still there, but now off to the shoulder. This road work, though, at 35 southbound Tupperwine to Judson, where this backup now growing to about a 55-minute delay. Roadway reduced to 1 lane. And then 35 northbound 1604 up to Olympia Parkway. That's about 25 minutes slow from Judson Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's new jalapeno citrus salsa. Bright, spicy, zesty, impossible to ignore. It brings main character energy to every bite. Not just a sauce, it's a star. Only at participating U.S. Taco Bell locations. For a limited time only, while supplies last.
San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Juicy, thick-cut ribeye, picanha prime sirloin, Brazilian empanadas, stacked burgers, and more. This is bring your appetite food. Novo is attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit NovoBrew.com. Hi, everybody. Joe Reinigle here for DraftKings Sports. Did you know that DraftKings Sports is live in all 50 states? Yes, that means us right here in Texas. The whole world is watching one tournament right now. Group stage chaos, knockout drama, stoppage time, heartbreak. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in Texas. Whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or late at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Texas, the world's biggest stage in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 941 SportsStar, spend $5 and get $200 in total rewards. That's code 941 SportsStar in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim. Issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends June 28th. Terms DKNG.co/prediction Predictions promo.
This is Officer Green with the San Antonio Police Department. SAPD is always hiring. Are you interested in a rewarding career that offers great pay, benefits, respect, and a chance to make a difference? Then visit sapdcareers.com if you are looking for a career with opportunities. The SAPD is looking for qualified applicants committed to keeping the Alamo City safe. This is your chance to make a difference. Become one of San Antonio's finest. Visit sapdcareers.com. For eligibility requirements, visit sapdcareers.com.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to us.
It's game day. Check out the Doghouse Beer Garden on Stone Oak Parkway. Come pregame with a live broadcast of the Blitz from 2 to 6 and then stick around and watch Game 4. Gourmet dogs, burgers, cold beer in Game 4. We'll see you today at the Doghouse Beer Garden on Stone Oak Parkway.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In college football news, the reverberations from the judge's decision to allow Texas Tech transfer quarterback Brendan Sorsby to play in the wake of his gambling admissions continued to ripple through college sports yesterday. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark made it clear that the league's athletic directors stand united in the notion that Sorsby should not be eligible to play next season. Finally, in the major leagues, the Texas Rangers fell to the Kansas City Royals yesterday 5-3. Nate Uvalde taking the loss.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I didn't know you were a B-boy.
Were you? No, not no Jenkos.
No.
He was a B-boy.
No.
Had his parachutes and his
refrigerator
box wherever he went.
You were known as a thrasher.
No.
Skate punk.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We were talking about legacy and how important a Super Bowl would be for some of those NFL quarterbacks, and I wanted to guide that into a conversation about the NBA Finals, where we kind of talked about it last segment or 2 segments ago, where Wemby, if Wemby wins a title, he becomes the face of the league. He becomes
I think he's
the king of the
I think
NBA.
we have to accept the fact that it is what it is, that it's going to be thrust upon him whether he earns it or not. Just sense it. What we've been living with for 2 years is now catch hold everywhere, and I think that we think that everybody's been thinking the same way that we have, and no, now they're seeing it. I think they're seeing it on a day-to-day basis. People are taking pictures of him and seeing him for the first time in person, going, my God. I mean, the wave from Portland till now has been crazy.
When's the last time a big man who didn't have a ring was the face of the NBA? Has it ever existed?
Well, I don't think. No, but I don't think this hadn't been the case because the big man always has the ring. Because big men win rings,
and if he wins a ring, I don't think there's any discussion.
And
about it.
But I think the expectation is kind of like with who else, if not him? Who else is my point? And it might be by default because LeBron is LeBron, and this will be his retirement run. Steph is
clearly winding down.
Anthony Edwards does not seem to be up to the task, given several opportunities. Not that it's over. Luka doesn't freaking want it. Giannis isn't even on a team.
I don't think it can be Shea. I don't think it can be Joker.
And Shea, the social media problem. Now, that doesn't mean it can't happen. So I think that, our idea of what is the guy that's going to be the first picture shown whenever we watch Sports Center and they're talking basketball, or whenever we watch NBA Today, the montage of players, that I do think that now Wemby's going to be the first guy we see.
Well, remember, part of what made Steph was that little kids could go outside and pretend to be Steph Curry. Mm-hmm. No one can pretend to be Victor Wembanyama unless you attach broomsticks to your arms.
Well, I mean, that's the superhero aspect. This is Shaq. This is Wilt. This is Kareem. That he's this unstoppable. He's LeBron. It's this physical force that you just know. So, it's a very different hero. That's why Steph was absolutely unique, because he changed the game in that, hey, I can do that.
Now, I don't believe this is going to happen, but if Jalen Brunson wins a title, what does that – I mean, what level of stardom does it push him to? Winning a title in New York for the first time in 50-plus years?
Well, it makes him a New York legend. I'm not sure how far it goes outside the city, but I think he does become – I mean, hell, they've been following Clyde Frazier around for 50 years. So I do think he becomes that. And I do think he will reach a level at which he never thought he'd be. But he'll never be Steph. It'll never be that. It's I put him right where Shea is. I mean, yeah, you're great, but who's the next guy? We're looking for somebody else. It ain't you. But, yeah, you're great.
I mean, I agree. The league almost had, I don't think the league wanted Steph Curry to be the guy. I think Steph Curry just kind of forced it down everybody's throats by winning so much and by becoming so great. We didn't have a choice but to accept that he's the dude.
And he changed the game. He did. And whether you liked it or not, there's still a lot of people who don't.
We generally want dudes who look like freak shows.
Yeah,
I want my best players to look like pro wrestlers.
There's no way in hell
someone got it from the circus
could do that.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think there's something to that, to those that finally get to witness Wemby in person or close enough to really see what this human being looks like and does. And I don't think that you really get it until you're almost in person.
So you don't think that Wemby not winning would change the way people look at him right now?
It will not lessen him. This is, in most people's eyes, he is in year 2. With us, it's year 3, but But I think that he is such a young commodity right now, and he's still so unique, and he still is able to surprise you. Michael surprised us for 15 years. LeBron did it for 10, 12. And I think that Wemby will continue to do things where he keeps himself ahead of the game, and it's still young enough to where he doesn't have to have a ring, because the chase is also fun. LeBron had to chase it, and Michael had to chase 7 years for Michael. So I think that we also will get behind him in chasing that if he remains the lovable hero.
Yeah.
But I do think he risks, if he doesn't get it, and he loses it in a way where he's throwing elbows and petulant and being French and saying I'm better and I'm not worried and all this other kind of stuff, he does risk needing a trophy to becoming to get himself away from the ogre giant bad guy, which he could eminently become. He could. And that doesn't mean he won't win a bunch of basketball games and rings, but it doesn't mean he wins popularity contests.
Yeah. Someone said that, or who was it? It might have been Ren saying LeBron was the face of the league before he won a ring. I don't know that he was. Remember, because LeBron was, it took him a while to get his first MVP. His first MVP didn't come until year 7 or something like that. And at the time, the run of MVPs that the league was going through of the most boring possible superstars was back-to-back Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, back-to-back Steve Nash, Dirk. It was like the NBA would have loved for LeBron to win one of those and say, this is the guy, but he didn't.
He finally got there. Yeah, I think to some extent he was certainly stirred the league like Wemby has. But, no, he had to win it. But when the Spurs beat them in 07, 08?
It was 07.
LeBron was certainly fun, but he was not.
He was not.
Even where Wemby is now.
No, you're right.
But he was coming. We all knew he was coming, so we weren't mad at him.
But also, quite frankly, we've seen Wemby play one good game in these finals.
Truth.
And if they lose the finals because Wemby doesn't live up to the expectation that we've thrust upon him,
it's going to unfortunately. Great
fair
things
or
are expected.
not.
Yes.
Yeah,
Great
fair or
things
not.
Are expected, man.
Because, trust me, LeBron still gets grief about being swept out of the finals by the Spurs. And the fact that he was even in that series is a miracle. The fact that the Spurs, who were projected to win 38 games, are in the NBA Finals is a miracle.
Which will protect him for a minute.
It should, but it doesn't always do that when you get to a certain level. And
I don't think, I think a lot of people really do like him. But
I do too.
But I do know that there is this subtext of the elbow. There is this subtext of the braggadocious, I deserve the MVP, and let me tell you why. Which, whether he's right or wrong, is worth debate. But the idea that this upstart would even say such things, I do think plays a role in what people view him as. And I do think it could go either way. There's been plenty of stars that people didn't like. But, being the heel will get you paid too. So I don't think we're that far away from him going that direction as well, becoming a Charles Barkley, we hate him but we love him kind of a character.
Tony says letting a finals loss change your view of Wemby is like seeing Bron differently after getting swept in year 4. I'm not saying that it would change my opinion. I'm just saying that people's opinions would change. And if you don't think people talk about LeBron being swept by the Spurs, especially Michael never got swept out.
That's the conversation.
Yeah, if you want to be like this all-time great, there's rules.
Don't give them
fair
reason.
Or not.
Don't ever give a reason to doubt because they will pick that scab. That's just how nature goes, and especially now because he is 7 whatever and continues to grow and do these things. You go, well, how the hell did you not win more or any?
All right, I got to. I'm going to tell you on the other side why the birth rates are down. Total. Switch it up
on my phone while you're doing that.
Morning Huddle 94.1.
All right, step up. If you really know the Rangers, this is your game on Rangers Game Day. Make your call in the Morning Huddle's Ranger Double Dinger Payday. Pick the Ranger who takes one deep. He hits one, you're in. Ranger tickets. He hits 2. Now we're talking tickets and a hotel stay. Big swings, big rewards. Wake up with the Morning Huddle and cash in with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
This World Cup season, there's only one place to experience every USA match with fellow fans. Social Spot in San Antonio. Join them for the ultimate World Cup watch parties featuring giant screens, delicious food, tasty snacks, ice-cold beer, and the electrifying atmosphere of soccer's biggest tournament. Bring your friends, wear your red, white, and blue, and cheer on Team USA every step of the way. Catch all the action at Social Spot, 930 Broadway. Social Spot and San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the 2026 World Cup watch parties. Don't miss a minute of the excitement.
'Twas the night before Father's Day, and all through the house, Dad slept in his recliner, completely passed out. Magellan Outdoors and Titleist win the night as Dad dreams of gifts from Academy, the kind he'd like. Because tomorrow's not just Father's Day, you see. It's Dad Christmas at Academy. Line up before the doors open on Saturday, June 13th to score a promo card worth up to $500. Academy Sports and Outdoors. Fun can't lose. Select Austin and San Antonio Academy stores. No purchase necessary. Open to Texas residents 18 or older. Visit academy.com/official rules.
Ever tried answering emails with kids running through the house? Coldplay Cove is the better way to work and parent. A modern family space where you can grab coffee, work, recharge, and connect while your child safely learns and plays nearby. Built for families, rooted in community. Learn more at coldplaycove.com.
Eczema, eczema, eczema. So many ads for eczema products. But those fancy TV ads don't mention that those prescription products can cost thousands of dollars. There's a smarter way. It's Exoderm for eczema and dermatitis. Exoderm costs less than $20. Yep, less than $20. You don't need a prescription, and it's available on the first aid aisle of your local store. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean, hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives or nasty chemicals. Exoderm, fast, effective relief from the itching and inflammation of eczema. This stuff really does work. Take back control. Heal eczema flares with soothing Exoderm Flare Control Cream. It's on the first aid aisle of your local drugstore, supermarket, and at Target and Walmart too. Exoderm for eczema. Now that's smart.
San Antonio, this Saturday at 4 p.m., catch the Gunslingers Superhero Game at Freeman Coliseum. The first 1,000 fans get a free custom superhero cape. Bring the family for nonstop action and fun. Tickets at sagunslingers.com. Be a hero Saturday.
Whoa, okay. This one says you get a free phone if you switch. Hey, this one also says you get a free phone if you switch.
Yeah, they all do, hon.
Huh. The T-Mobile one says their customers had the lowest wireless bills versus the other big guys over the past 5 years. And their latest experience plans have Netflix included, plus a year of Dash Pass by DoorDash.
Hang on, let me see that. Oh yeah, we're switching.
That's what I'm talking about. Do we clap now or...
At T-Mobile, get savings that keep stacking up. That's value you can feel every day. Switch now and keep your phone, and T-Mobile will pay it off up to $800.
Savings based on Harris X billing snapshots from Q3 2021 to Q4 2025 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. Up to $800 for the new account qualifying unlike device credit service ported 90+ days with device and eligible carrier and timely redemption required. Virtual MasterCard typically takes 15 days. No cash access and expires in 6 months. Card issued by Sunrise Banks N.A. member FDIC. Visit T-Mobile.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Ba-na-na, da-na-na. Good morning. Good morning. Birth rates have plunged in the U.S., and the governments around the world are struggling to reverse the plunging rates, which I'm not really sure why. Let's slow down on all these babies. I don't know. I know, like, there's some populations that like to have. They want to make sure you got a lot of babies so they can carry on your beliefs. And we want to make sure we carry our belief system.
I think it's more about just take care of me when I'm old.
U.S. fertility rates have fallen by 22% since 2007. And the National Bureau of Economic Research points to one major reason. It is the iPhone. Smartphones are killing birth rates in America. For a while, experts thought that it was a recession back in 2008 when remember the global financial system nearly fell apart altogether and everybody was in hardship. Yeah. But when the economy picked up, the bounce back for kids never came. And they're like, well, what the hell? They thought, okay, maybe more people are using contraception, more females are being educated. No, that's not a big deal here, but in other parts of the world, there are women getting educations for like the first generation. There's growing housing or childcare costs. All of those things could be.
And there's people like us that get
Yes.
Get the SNP. Yeah.
But they've decided that smartphones, which emerged with the arrival of the first iPhone in 2007, could be the main reason why. Until 2011, iPhones were only available from AT&T. So they compared U.S. counties that had nearly universal AT&T coverage with those that had little or none during those years.
Okay.
They found that iPhone access correlated with reductions in births by between 5 and 8% at ages of 15 to 19 and 3.5% to 6.5% ages 20 to 24. There were also statistically significant but smaller declines among older women. And they're saying, obviously, it's not the sole cause, but they do believe that iPhone has played a great factor in why the birth rates in the U.S. have dropped so precipitously.
Interesting.
I mean, is it because we're busy on our phone? Is it because to me it seems like easier than ever to use your phone to line up some loving? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like the apps and stuff like that. Although
it's more accessible.
I've got another story for that later on about single maxing. We've talked about looks maxing and
okay.
balls maxing. Well, single maxing is also a thing. Rob needs to do some elbow maxing.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. It is the Morning Huddle. Halfway there on a game day. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
.1 San Antonio Sports Star is KTFM Floresville and streaming online at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. Just cleared that wreck at 410 eastbound approaching Broadway. 410 northbound Ingram, that stall still there, but now off to the shoulder. This road work, though, at 35 southbound Tupperwine to Judson. Boy, this backup now growing to about a 55-minute delay. Roadway reduced to one lane. And then 35 northbound 1604 up to Olympia Parkway. That's about 25 minutes slow from Judson Road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Red Diamond Tea.
Go ahead, sip into summer with Red Diamond. Fresh brewed with just 3 simple ingredients: tea, water, and sugar. Always cold and ready in the refrigerated section. Red Diamond Fresh Brewed Tea. The perfect sip does exist.
This is Joel Frederick. From all of us at Quarterman, thank you. Through the years and through the growth of this city, you've trusted us to be there when it matters most. For plumbing repairs, air conditioning repairs, new system installs, and so much more. Now, you're going to start seeing a new Quarterman logo. It's a fresh look, but it reflects the same company we've always been. Rooted in hard work, family values, fair pricing, and caring for people the right way. Quartermoon Plumbing, AC, and Heating. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere. From dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In the NBA, it's a game day balla as the Spurs look to even the series with the Knicks. Tonight, the game will tip at 7:30. It'll be televised on ABC. There's going to be no flagrant upgrade for Victor Wembanyama after a review of his shove to Jalen Brunson, as he will stay at 2 points this postseason for flagrant fouls. Players are allowed only 3 for receiving suspension. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All righty, good morning. Happy game day. Good morning. Spurs Knicks game 4 tonight at the Garden. Hopefully it looks a lot like game 3.
Yeah.
We have do we have NBA officials yet, Rob? Are they announced?
It should be in the next 5-10 minutes.
Oh.
I do expect to see a Tony Brothers on there. I don't know if he'll be the crew chief, but it wouldn't surprise. I mean, that's been the rotation.
Yeah, that's true.
Now,
Scott Foster hasn't had one in a while.
And I was going to say, Scott Foster is the great, what do they call him? The extender.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to have a ref that I'm happy with.
Well, that would be an extender, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be the ref. That's what I'm saying. Because then I go, oh, the plate is being set for us. We're in good shape.
Well, remember, Rob, all the bitching that we were doing about Tony Brothers in the Western Conference Finals, the Spurs were 7-0 in Tony Brothers games in the regular season.
It's not that I don't appreciate the outcome. He's just so wildly inconsistent.
Yeah.
And I think if you ride the wave, which obviously the Spurs have with him, but I just don't know what to expect from him next. He's such an old school ref that I fear the way he goes, because I do think that he, in his mind, sometimes picks up a team to win. You know, like, all right, you're going to win tonight.
Yeah, it does feel like
I'm
that
going to just
sometimes.
not call you like I'm going to call the other team, even though I didn't realize it. It's just that wild rotation. I don't want to go down that road, but now it's going to really matter, because I do think that the attempt to turn Wemby into SGA is kind of rounding into form on the social media. We heard, was it Stephen A? It was OKC. It was Sam Presti that said that by the end of the series it was Shea versus 6, Shea on 6, with 5 players in social media being 6. So I do think there is a possibility that the Spurs suddenly are going against social media too.
Some of the things that let's go over some of the things that the Spurs changed in Game 3, and you tell me if these are repeatable things. The Spurs, I think, did a good job of slowing the game down in Game 3. They only had 14 transition possessions in Game 3. They had 31 in Game 1, 25 in Game 2.
And it worked, and I would have thought that, and you're right. To me, though, I felt like...
You would have thought that that'd be an advantage for the Spurs?
No, a disadvantage. That possessions matter for them. We'd like to get up and down the court, and we're the team that can free flow and get to the rim and hit threes, and we might not necessarily get every offensive or defensive rebound, but when we get them, we're running. And that hasn't been them in this series, and they've been more effective when they've slowed it down, I think, primarily because they're not turning it over.
Well, also, I mean, just doing the math, the Knicks are a much better three-point shooting team than the Spurs.
They have been.
And if that's the case, you want fewer possessions, not more, because the more possessions there are, the more opportunities there are for threes, and it starts to stretch out,
But we had one with possessions, and I thought that being able to continue that mattered. It hasn't, and I think a lot of that is it has shut the turnovers down. Dumb passes, we've seen a couple have lost a game, but for the most part, they are protecting the ball at all costs, and you could see that how important that was. And when you limit possessions, you just don't have as many chances to turn the ball over.
Okay. We'll see if it's repeatable. I'm not...
3 guards that can handle the ball, it better be.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. It has to be.
I think there's differing opinions on whether or not the Spurs want to go fast or slow. I think seeing the success in Game 3, they'll realize that slow is probably better for them.
use those 3 guards. Don't turn the ball over. You have to value every possession now because they are that much more important. And they were effective. 8 turnovers. Shoot, you'll win a lot of basketball games with just 8 turnovers.
You mentioned something key from Game 3 that I think is going to be repeated. Wemby being taken off of Karl Anthony Towns, and Wemby didn't really have an assignment for the whole night. For the most part, it was Josh Hart, or it was guys who
step to the 3-point shooter in the corner,
who they felt like weren't real significant threats. And Josh Hart hit a couple shots to his credit, but they basically were saying, we're going to take a man off of Wemby and let him kind of patrol and like work matchup zones around the rim, and that worked really effectively. I'm curious to see what the Knicks do to counter that, which I'm assuming is going to be
force feed.
Karl Anthony Towns is going to have to get the ball more.
Given the situation, it was easier for him to get it. I don't know who it was talking about. I'm like, dude, for the first 2 games of the season, you were unstoppable. Wemby couldn't stop you, and you made the Spurs change. You forced them into adjusting their defense. And then when you suddenly have Keldon on, you don't even raise your hand asking for the ball. Well, you won the battle, and you're losing the war. So I know they're going to force feed him that way. Is Keldon up to the task is going to be a primary concern.
Part of the other thing on the offensive side, Wembanyama, what they did against Karl Anthony Towns, instead of ISOing Wemby with Karl Anthony Towns, which quite frankly the Knicks had won that battle.
Yes,
they started to attack Towns with pick and rolls. And that unlocked Wemby a little bit.
It did. It's freedom. But that is so repeatable. If you decide to run it, you do it. It's just a matter of, can you get Wemby off the 3-point line to go do it?
Can you get Wemby on board for that?
And that will be so key. And it sounds like a basic thing, but so far we still stay mad at him because he doesn't spend enough time in the paint.
And then maybe the key thing, what they did to Brunson, collapsing on him when he would get into the paint, especially against switches. But instead of like trying to D him up at the point of attack, instead defending him harder at the rim, it felt like they made Brunson almost a non-factor, even though he scored 31 points. Like if that's the 31 points he's going to score, I think the Spurs will take that every time.
They coaxed him into a box canyon. They coaxed him into where he thought he was free to be a hero, but he was defended on all sides. And he can't fall prey. They're letting you come to the rim, dude, and then they're surrounding you when you get in there. And he's not big enough to get out of it. He has to be smart enough not to take what the Spurs have given him. Spurs got to continue doing this.
Which, if you get into the paint and everybody collapses on you, the way to win that is kick the ball out.
When you're 6 feet,
LeBron James 101.
He can't see. That's the thing. They're collapsing on him at 6'1". He can't see anybody. I mean, he's not seeing over for the corner, so he has to rely on. Is Jason Hart going to be, or Josh Hart, going to be standing where he's supposed to be and throw no looks and just get them to where they're supposed to be? And it causes him to take shots because he can't see the open passer, which makes it look like he's playing hero ball, when in fact he's been lured into this box where the only recourse is shoot over Wemby. Shoot as high a shot as you can possibly get and hope for the best.
Now, on the other side of those things, so I think Brunson, quite frankly, the easiest thing for Brunson is going to be pass more, dribble less. It sounds simple. It sounds like get your teammates involved. And I know that the Knicks have they let Brunson play hero ball whenever he wants to, and I know that's kind of just his game.
And it will be continued to be allowed. They're not going to change him. He's just got to be smarter.
As far as Wemby's defense, I mean, I think the Knicks are what they're going to try to do to counter what Wemby's doing now is they're going to try to involve Hart in more of these pick and rolls and make Wemby defend higher up on the floor.
Good luck.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, I appreciate that.
And then hopefully, I say hopefully, I think the Knicks are hoping that by doing that, the shooter that will be left open is a better shooter than Hart, which is probably, they're probably hoping that Mikal Bridges shows up at some point.
Well, so far, they have found that a guy has showed up in every game, whether it be Hart or Anunoby or Mikal Bridges for a game. They've always had at least one of these dudes has showed up. Shamit's been inconsistent, but he has hit some shots too. They've been lucky in, even though the guys they expected haven't been consistent, some of the others, at least in every game, have stepped up to do that. So they've been really good at finding those guys. And if one more other steps up, their life gets so much easier. If they can get a good night from both Bridges and Anunoby, man, Jalen's night gets so much easier. You know, everybody's job gets easier when those others show up. And that's my primary fear, that the others play at home. And we've got a taste of both. And Anunoby and Bridges, they both have seen success and stuttered in others. If they both hit at the same time, it's going to be really hard defensively because you can no longer freelance, Wimby. You're going to have to stick to somebody, and it'll probably be somebody smaller than you dribbling by you where you're going to pick up fouls in transition or in turn trying to go get block shots. It's not the best scenario.
I think the Spurs have kind of dared Brunson to be a point guard and make one of these other guys beat you, and Brunson's mind just doesn't work that way, which it's part of why I'm not a Jalen Brunson fan. Like, he's not a guy who does what's best for the team. The times when I get the most excited, and I know he scores from this sometimes, but the times where I think the Spurs win the possession is when Brunson gets in the paint and has to keep a pivot foot. And he's moving around on one foot, and I know he wants to take some stupid clown show shot, because I know he'd rather do that than try and find a pass. And that, I feel like he makes those sometimes, don't get me wrong. And then when that happens, you just go, well, he got us.
That's the scheme. I'd rather you shoot than pass. You're a better player when you're distributing 100%. The ball. 100%. And they box him in. He can't see his – and he has hit some miraculous shots. When you force that, you're going to get some. But I don't see the Spurs strategy on him changing one lick. You just got to ensure.
He has to change.
Yeah, and then ensure when that double does come that he cannot and will not find Cat. And that's going to be the key to that defense. Because if he finds him, suddenly this whole strategy falls apart.
Yeah, I think that's the key. If Jalen – and it sucks to say it's that part of the game is kind of out of the Spurs' hands, but – It's what the Spurs are trying to do. The Spurs are trying to make him do this.
Play hero ball.
Yeah, convince you, hey man, we're giving you the chance to pass. You going to do it, or are you going to try to win this thing yourself? And so far, Brunson's tried to win it himself, and he's been completely inefficient through 3 games.
Well, he has won it. I mean, he had the shots were volume, but
again, if you're superstar player, you're getting 30 shots a game, and you're shooting 35%. Most teams will say, yeah, keep doing that.
I know the Spurs are more than happy to let it go as long as it doesn't happen in the last 2 minutes. when they've killed him. I think that the Spurs can repeat it. I think the New York has to do a couple of things that the Spurs can stop. I think they've proven that they're capable of doing it as long as they stay out of foul trouble, and we always have access to the appropriate guy.
Yeah. We'll and that's, again, kind of out of the Spurs' hands, but it's up to the Knicks role players to show up too.
Well, if
Mikal Bridges scores 2 points again, the Knicks are going to have a hard time winning.
If Anunoby and Mikal Bridges both get 15 points or more, both combined 30, Spurs can't win.
See, I don't think of Anunoby as a role player. I think of
he's another.
I think of Brunson, Towns, and Anunoby as their core, and then I think of Bridges, Josh Hart. Anybody else who's coming off the bench, I think of as like the role players.
I think you're giving Anunoby more credit than I am. I think he is a legitimate, high-level Knick. Two-way player, as important defensively as offensively. But offense is gravy a lot of times. But 15 is expected from him, and he hasn't delivered but for one time. Same thing with Bridges. If both of them score, that means you can't double team, you can't leave, and then suddenly Karl Anthony is alone down there, and Jalen's out there. That is the worst case scenario. You can't let both of them get you. One of them, you can beat them. Both of them, you can't.
And what about Landry Shamet?
That's a third. You can't let him go either.
They were. What I've seen so far is they are very willing to let him shoot. Now, if he goes 1 of 7, great. That's what he did. But if he goes 5 of 7, you're going to go, what are we doing?
Yeah, Spurs lose. And they're letting these guys take these shots. That's because we're double-teaming the studs. And you're going to have to live with it. And at home for the Knicks, it's going to be that much more difficult.
All right, let's take a brief intermission. When we come back, I want to talk about the latest on the Brendan Sorsby story. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How you feeling this morning? I hope you didn't wake up in pain like I did. Boy, I'll be talking to Arossi. In fact, we got Jason Garrett just around the corner. You know, the thing about Arossi's success is what they do works, and word of mouth has been the primary way they have grown over these years. Did you know well over 90% of Arossi patients would happily recommend it to their friends and family, and that's why they stay successful. They're all around town. They're easily accessible because you don't even need a referral from your general practitioner. You can just walk in the door, and man, that saves time and gets you back on the road. They certainly accept most insurances, and they're just around the corner, so don't wait to get better. Let Arossi get you better fast. Here's what you got to do. Write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. Don't worry, you're calling local. Or you can go to their website, arossi.com. They've got a map of all the local providers. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. You're going to be taken care of at Arossi. Get a full evaluation. They're going to find out why you're in pain, and then they're going to fix the problem. That's the miracle, isn't it? No, take 2 pills and call me next week. They're going to get you going immediately. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. Call Arossi today. Let them fix you. And when they do, come on by. Thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Can the Spurs even the series at 2? We will get you ready for Game 4 of the NBA Finals today on The Blitz. We'll talk about it with former Spur Devin Brown. Former Spurs broadcaster Bill Schoening will join us, along with Don Harris from Madison Square Garden. The Blitz live out at Doghouse Beer Garden on Stone Oak. We get started at 2, then we're going to stick around and watch the game. Join us.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Trust, price, and ease of transaction. That is GiveMeTheVin.com. We love to buy cars. People don't trust car buyers. People think the price is going to be wrong, and people think it's going to be a hassle. Trust, price, and ease of transaction. That is what we do at GiveMeTheVin.com, and that's what makes us America's best car buyer. Go to GiveMeTheVin.com right now and get a quote on yours.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Buy gold and put some silver in your pocket. I know what you're thinking. Everything's expensive right now. How am I going to buy gold? It's Ron Paul. Nowadays, a lot of things are out of your control, but there is something you can do right now to diversify your retirement, and it doesn't cost you anything out of pocket. My friends at Birch Gold Group will help you convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, a time-tested hedge against inflation. Plus, in honor of America 250, Birch Gold is going to give you a special America 250 1-ounce silver round for every $10,000 you purchase by July 2nd. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898 to get a free info kit from Birch Gold and claim eligibility for this limited time offer. Again, text the word SECURE to 989898 today.
This World Cup season, there's only one place to experience every USA match with fellow fans. Social Spot in San Antonio. Join them for the ultimate World Cup watch parties featuring giant screens, delicious food, tasty snacks, ice cold beer, and the electrifying atmosphere of soccer's biggest tournament. Bring your friends, wear your red, white, and blue, and cheer on Team USA every step of the way. Catch all the action at Social Spot, 930 Broadway. Social Spot and San Antonio Sports Star. Your home for the 2026 World Cup watch parties. Don't miss a minute of the excitement.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
You're locked on The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Hey! I'm talking to you, Vic. Hey! Hey! Hey!
Hey!
You want to go to the Gunslingers game? Gunslingers against the Chupacabras. June 13th, 4 p.m. at the Freeman. I got a 4-pack of tickets for you.
That's this Saturday.
That's this Saturday, Rob. Believe it or
3
not.
days from now.
That's right. And I bet if you went to that game at the Freeman,
you could just step out and watch the Spurs right after you were done.
Uh-huh.
Step into, well, it's going to be a rowdy place on Saturday.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Get there and stay all day.
At least you already have a parking spot.
Get there and stay all day.
Yeah.
Sneak in the back door. See the Spurs play Game 5.
Crawl into a big bowl of salad or something.
I bet there's some kind of secret tunnel.
Oh, there's got to be.
From the Freeman into the
There's got to be.
There's going to be some kind of escape hatch that.
It's the, you know what, it's the chute that they bring the bulls in, the angry bulls.
Run them up like the Coliseum.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
All those gunslingers sneak in and see that Spurs game. You know what?
Well, you want to have a chance to do that. I'm not going to tell you exactly how to sneak into the Spurs game, but I can get you into the Gunslingers game, and from there, it's up to you. Caller number 9, 210-656-3776. You've got yourself 4-pack of tickets to the Gunslingers and the Chupacabras.
Was it Game 1 where the Spurs had the game essentially at the same time that at Joe Freeman Medina Valley High School was graduating?
I think so, yeah.
And people couldn't get in to see their kids graduate.
Yeah, sorry, friends.
Well, it's kind of like when Joe Reinagle scheduled a vacation. Who'd have thought we'd still be playing?
Yeah. Looks like the head referee.
Oh, do we have it announced?
Zach Zarba.
All right, I like Zach.
The head referee.
Although we've lost a game or two with Zach, it seems like Zarba always cleans up the Tony Brothers mess. We have gotten Zarba, even though we won games with Brothers. Zarba seems to follow Brothers, although we didn't get the Brothers this time. He's a tight call. He's a tight whistle.
Yeah. I think he was the Players Association referee of the year. He was voted as the best referee by the players, which
he was the ref that was brought in after Wemby threw the elbow.
Okay. Well, hey, if that is that's not a bad situation.
No, I'm not upset with this.
I think we got a neutral referee.
Do expect that this will not be allowed to get overly physical. Will you be allowed to play finals basketball? Absolutely you will. But extended arms, those things are going to be called.
Yeah.
The obvious stuff, fans are not going to allow you not to call those because the expectation and the thought was that the Knicks were allowed to get bullied or at least didn't get the same kind of fairness in the second half.
Hey, I have a question. So somebody pointed this out yesterday that the Spurs in the second half were shooting in front of the Knicks bench instead of their own.
It's not uncommon.
It's not uncommon for the Spurs. Because
road team gets to call it.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you know the only teams that choose to do that in the NBA?
I've always thought it was interesting when you choose not to have your team in front of you in the fourth. When it's your choice and you decide, you know what, I'd rather them play down there because I think I've coached them so well that they can be okay, and I'd rather be calling defense.
2 teams in the NBA have chosen at all this year, and I don't know if they've done it every game, but the only two teams that have chosen to do it at all are the Spurs and the Jazz. I wonder what goes into that.
Because it allows you to call your defense. It allows Sweeney. It's what you do with young teams. It allows you, because naturally you got a bunch of basketball players. Guys are going to figure out a way to go score if they're good. You can call the play on their way down, and Mitch can stand there at the timeline and watch them. But on defense, you'll watch Sweeney, watch Keldon, watch Coach Mitch, and watch everybody else coaching their individual dudes. It allows you to coach your defense in the most important time.
Did Popovich do that? Do you remember?
Honest to God, I don't remember. I don't know. It's witchcraft on those things. That was never me. I wanted to call the offense, man. I wanted to have my guys standing in front of me and telling them where to pick and where to do all that stuff.
I never understood. I mean, I just thought it was the rules that the road team or the home team would be in front of their bench in the first half. But yeah, the Spurs requested to shoot in front of the Knicks bench in the second half.
That is one of those strategery moves that you don't really think about that did play a role. But I get why they're doing it, because they know as much as anything else that their defense, if that's not there, they don't have a prayer.
Yeah, that's an odd deal. Said Knicks are 1-0 in the playoffs this year with Zarba as the head ref. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think there's any play into that. I don't know that it's going to matter much. Yeah, that's an odd. That was an odd stat that I found. All right, let's see. The Sorsby story continues to grow, and part of it is now it's gone. It's gone up the chart. The ADs held a call. The Big 12 ADs held a call to complain about the Sorsby decision, and Brett Yormark, they had a call. Everybody except Kirby Hocutt, who's the AD at Texas Tech, he was not invited. And all the Big 12 commissioners besides Hocutt believe that Sorsby should not be eligible. You gave me some info that I wasn't aware of. I guess your father passed on to you?
Yeah, when we were blowing up that judge yesterday, that Lubbock County judge. When you file requesting a temporary restraining order, which is what they did, because they were telling this judge, look, if he doesn't get to play and he misses games, it will irreparably harm him. He'll never get those games back. No matter how you try to fix things, the toothpaste will be out of the tube. So we need to stop it. All that the judge has to hear from the people that are filing this TRO is, we believe we have an argument that will win at trial. That when we get our opportunity to state our facts, we have standing to win this suit. And all the judge has to see is, well, yeah, you might. I'm not saying you will, but you might. And at that point, the TRO is offered, because if they don't offer it, this kid, if it turned out that everything that was given by that he could play, he could never get those games back. It's gone in time. So the game plan appears to be, and we kind of talked about it yesterday, is file, get this TRO, and knowing full well that the court's calendar won't allow them to try this thing till November, December, January of next year, just because dockets are full, we'll just drop the case after we played it. We'll just finish this thing out, which seems to be the plan. Unless the NCAA or whoever is trying to protect this can get some kind of ramrod, get in front of a judge fast to either nullify the TRO or to get it to trial. Unless Tech backs down, unless Tech decides.
I don't think they will.
Well, there's one more card to be played, and that's the college football playoff going, yeah, you can play whatever you want. You ain't playing with us. You can go 10-0. You ain't coming here.
Well,
so you could ban them from that.
Here are the Big 12's options could include an interpretation of the league's bylaw 3.6, which allows the conference autonomy for discipline, such as prohibitions on appearance in postseason events or televised events, restrictions on revenue distributions, and limitations on recruiting or scholarships.
So if you can tax it, you can kill it.
Yeah. Yormark, the summary of the call, he said, we had a thoughtful and productive conversation with our ADs today as we continue to work through the broader implications of the situation. Many of our ADs voiced their opinions. We will continue to have open and honest dialogue amongst the group, and until there is something to report, these conversations will remain within the conference.
I'm not saying that Tech fan is pro or fan or anti this. I don't know, and that's my concern. My problem here is, where is General Tech fan? Why is Tech dying on this cross? I don't understand when they sat back and they looked at this quarterback and all the stuff that went along with it, did they just look at it like a sunk cost problem, like the sunk cost fallacy where we're already in this, we can't get out, so we're going to fight this to the bitter end because we have no other recourse? But you have now opened the door. You can beat the rap, but you can't beat the ride kind of stuff. So maybe he does play. I promise you, no conference will ever touch you. If there's a breakaway at some point in the future, you will not be invited.
No.
And
you
if
end
there
up in
is
the freaking Mountain West,
any kind of enforcement arm is ever created, either by Congress, who's voting on stuff, or some new football thing, you are going to have them up your ass so long until you can't compete anymore. Trust me, at A&M, back in the Big 12 days, when we were cheating like nobody's business, the NCAA was up our ass so much it was impossible to win. Recruits didn't want to go there because they knew one strike, they're dead. We ain't going to no championship game. We won't be allowed to. They will kill your program from without because you decided to argue this.
Yeah, it does seem like
I don't understand.
BK Wilson says everybody wants the hump cut, but the facts are still the facts. Indiana played him. Cincinnati investigated him and let him play. Texas Tech ruled him ineligible and cooperated with the NCAA, yet Tech is the villain, Olympic-level mental gymnastics.
Oh, come on, Rhett. Seriously? You're going to go that route, that Tech is the villain? Dude, this is a dude that gambled $90,000 by his own admission on the sport he was playing. That's all you have to hear. Anything after that sentence, you were being blind.
Yeah, I think once that's out there, that there's no real discussion to be had, except there clearly is. All right, I got to tell you guys about the San Antonio Gunslingers. That's right, baby, Gunslingers. I mentioned we gave away tickets for it, and you're going to want to be there. That is this Saturday. The Gunslingers and the Chupacabras. Everybody hates the Chupacabras. And you got to go there, be loud at the Freeman, and let people know you're representing for the Slangers. 4 p.m. at the Freeman, your Gunslingers taking on the Chupacabras. And this is indoor football action, and you're on top of the game, man. It is unbelievable how close to the action you really are. It is a great place to take the family, affordable tickets, affordable concessions. You can have a good time, not break the bank, and your kids are going to be all over, man. They're going to love this. They're going to love being this close to the players. They're going to love being able to hear the players talking to each other, and you're going to still see those bone-crushing hits. It is a blast. If you haven't been, you need to check it out. Get your tickets now, sagunslingers.com, or head down to the Freeman Coliseum box office. That's Saturday the 13th, 4 p.m. at the Freeman. Guns up, San Antonio.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning, and we've got heavy delays along 35 northeast side of town, so heads up southbound 35, Tupperwine on down to Judson Road, now almost an hour drive travel time. The roadway is reduced to just one lane. Start moving over to that left side. One left lane is open. Slow back to FM 3009, so Nacogdoches still a good alternate route. That could be overloading now, but again, this is an hour delay. And then northbound 35, 1604 to Olympia Parkway, about 45 minutes. Roadway reduced to one lane. You're slow from O'Connor. Randolph Boulevard, good alternate route. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
Rev up Father's Day gift giving at summitracing.com. You'll find unique gifts, parts, tools, accessories, and more. Or give the perfect card, a Summit Racing gift card. Shop summitracing.com, plus enroll in the rewards program to get more power in every purchase.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 9 plant protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 mushroom coffee sticks. And now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text RADIO to 64,000. Text RADIO to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's RADIO to 64,000.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. Every day you wait, pain has one more day to take from you. If it's keeping you from work, workouts, sleep, or just feeling like yourself, it's time to fix it. At Arasti, we find the root cause and treat it. No pills, no surgery. Most patients feel better in just one visit. Covered by most insurance plans, visit Arasti.com today. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
To find the location nearest you, visit Arasti.com.
Harry Douglas here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with 0 sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shots. Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In college football news, the reverberations from the judge's decision to allow Texas Tech transfer quarterback Brendan Sorsby to play in the wake of his gambling admissions continued to ripple through college sports yesterday. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark made it clear that the league's athletic directors stand united in the notion that Sorsby should not be eligible to play next season. Finally, in the major leagues, the Texas Rangers fell to the Kansas City Royals yesterday 5-3. Nate Uvalde taking the loss.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Vamos Spurs! Go Spurs, goes! Yeah! You know it, boys.
Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go! Go Spurs, go!
Hey, you know, it's actually worked. So it's kind of hard to get mad at it.
Yeah.
Oh,
come on,
man.
baby. Come on, Spurs. I need a bounce back after last night watching the Golden Knights.
Well, maybe you can start winning in the World Cup.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe we could do that. And because Rob and I literally know nothing about the World Cup, I've brought in a special guest, and we have one. I've got an expert. I've got an ace up my sleeve, Rob.
Always can find someone who knows more than us.
Glenn Davis, who is the host of Soccer Matters. You can find that on 97.5 in Houston, but he's all over the place. He broadcasts games live. I think he's going to be in stadium at one of the games tomorrow. He's the
Does he have
most
a signature
knowledgeable
goal call?
I don't know, but he's the most knowledgeable soccer guy I know. I know that. Anytime when I was in Houston, I was having a serious discussion about soccer. I had to bring in Glenn.
And to have a serious soccer discussion amongst most of your average soccer heads, like our famous James, they view themselves as better than you.
I know, but Glenn is not like that. Glenn won't talk down to you.
But most average soccer fan who really is into it, they just think they're smarter than you are, and I don't know why.
James, it's just James. He sucks.
Well, it's not just James. It's a lot of the soccer heads feel like, oh, you mean the beautiful game?
Yes.
Oh, let's discuss. It might be a little bit above your understanding, so I'm going to dumb it down for you. That's normally how it goes when I talk soccer.
Let's talk to a soccer man of the people. Let's talk to Glenn Davis, who joins us now on the program, courtesy of the Buyers Barricades guest lines. Glenn, how are you, sir?
I am smiling ear to ear. I am an elite soccer person. I am an elitist, just like all the rest of them. No, I'm kidding.
Talk now to us.
That's the worst thing that can happen to American fans. We cannot act elite about the sport of soccer because we've only won one knockout game in the history of the World Cup. So I think we've tempered it, but we're growing in a little bit of confidence. But yeah, those types of people are truly, they're like a gnat. You just want to slap them away.
Well, let's talk about Team USA for starters, and let's talk about our prospects here. I mean, I was reading a list on ESPN the other day where it had it was ranking all 48 teams that are in the World Cup, and it had Team USA like 22nd. Which I actually thought it actually seems pretty decent, considering what my expectations were. What kind of team is USA bringing to this event, and what should our expectations be of them?
So they're bringing a team that, in the history of the U.S. men's national team, has a core group of players in Europe on bigger clubs. That's number one. Also, a core group of players that have been through a World Cup already, right? Because when we had that devastating World Cup where we failed to qualify in the last game against Trinidad and Tobago, it accelerated a lot of these younger guys. So from my perspective, the expectation should be quarterfinals or more based on the fact that you are a host country, and you got to raise the bar high. And you have an opportunity in a group with Paraguay and Australia and Turkey to win the group, and if you win the group, then your pathway can become easier. But I don't think there's any other way to go than have high expectations. Yes, tempered by realism, and there's things that are going to have to fall into place. But no rest for the weary here. I mean, these guys are all making huge money in Europe. They're excellent soccer players. We don't have the game changers, maybe like the Frances and the Brazils and the Spains of the world, and that makes it a little bit trickier, but there's a lot of who don't have that. So my bar is raised very high.
Is there a style that is required to win the World Cup that we either don't have, that we don't play physically, or we just don't have the skill set to do it? And why are certain countries better at World Cup and than they are at their own internal leagues? Why do some teams just seem to perform better on the national stage?
Well, culturally, we have to remember one thing, I think, and a lot of people miss on this. We have three other traditional sports in this country. We have lifestyle. We're not the Netherlands who live and breathe soccer on a daily basis and sit in cafes and go over the game top to bottom. I think that's number one. I think the other thing in this tournament is navigation. And, there's a lot of unknown here with 48 teams now as expansion continues in all of sports. Well, it's hit the World Cup as well. So navigating a tournament is important, but I simply just go to this. The Spains and the Frances of the world, they got half a dozen game changers on their team. We have one in Christian Pulisic right now. And with all the money that we throw at the sport in America and the millions of dollars that changes hands in the youth community, you sometimes just have to sit back and say, my God, and we're not producing more creative talent? What is going on?
It's a good question. Because I was going to ask you this because my nephew is an elite youth soccer player. He plays for Austin FC. And
nice.
He gets to travel around not just the country, he travels around the world playing soccer. And he doesn't go to school. Like he is on a weird homeschooling type program that aligns with his soccer schedule. And a lot of the kids that he plays with are doing the same thing. How can we be putting that much into our youth and not getting any kind of results? Explain how that can work.
Because it's a money-making sport. It's not the only sport that's a money-making sport. But, I kind of cringe when I hear, well, we're going to Oklahoma to play one game on the weekend. You mean to tell me out of Houston you can't get that competition locally? It's turned into this big, big moneymaker. You got kids traveling everywhere. The stress increases on parents now because not only financially do they got to fund these weekend trips, but they also have to drive their kids to training, and this is all after 8 hours of work every day. I wish we could pull off of that, but we're not really pulling off of that. That just continues on, and it also alters the way youth coaches work with young players, right? Because it's all about the registrations and the amount you get. But I didn't want this to turn into a a youth soccer discussion because we got the World Cup. It's going to be
true.
awesome. So let me get out of this rabbit hole that I'm in right now.
Well, it's going to be part of the ongoing discussion is with every World Cup. Why aren't we better?
It will be after the World Cup, and it will continue to be.
So who are we
a lot
aiming
of that's
at?
Going to be.
Is it just the usual suspects, the Spanish, the French, the Brits, the Germans? Is that who we're aiming at?
Yes, but you got Argentina trying to win a World Cup and be only the third country to do it back to back. I think there's some really interesting dark horses. Colombia and Luis Diaz is a team to keep an eye on. They could do some damage. Norway with Erling Haaland has a lot of pace out wide. Norway is structured. They're organized. They're going to cause, I believe, a lot of problems. Portugal could have the best midfield in the world with Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, and João Neves. They get underway here in Houston. I think there's going to be a lot of unknown in this tournament because of the addition of the games. And remember, first round, 72 games. Argentina won it 4 years ago in game number 68.
Wow.
Once you get out of that round, then you get into 16 single elimination games of consequence, and that's going to be sick.
Now, as someone like me who I know Messi and Ronaldo, like, who am I going to learn about in this tournament? Who is the big star that I might not have heard of and casuals may not have heard of, but is going to be a household name?
Yeah, so I think, first of all, there's a lot of unknown ones we don't know right now that are going to blossom. That's the beauty of the World Cup. It's a short tournament. People get identified to the world simply because of a single play or a single moment. So some of those are to be determined. Every team has generally got some good youth players. So I like Luis Diaz of Colombia. I think Erling Haaland playing international soccer in the World Cup with Norway. Of course, a lot of people know him at Man City. Is a big one. I think for the U.S., obviously we're riding Christian Pulisic a lot, but Mauricio Pochettino has pushed Sergiño Dest higher up the field. That's a guy to keep an eye on because he's getting around the penalty area more in the last two games. So, we're going to find out some players that are from some of these smaller countries that are going to have a magical moment. Think of Curacao playing Germany this Sunday in Houston as an opener. I'm using Houston here. Just to walk on the field is going to be an unbelievable moment for that small island nation. If a guy scores a goal, he's never going to buy a meal the rest of his life if he does something like that against Germany. So that's what makes the World Cup cool.
Is this World Cup going to be a success for the U.S.? I know we thought this could be a big deal. Is this going to be looked at as a good thing for the U.S.?
Competitively or off the field?
I just mean overall. Yeah. Are we going to, when this whole thing is over, are we going to go, man, it was a great call for us to have this
and
year.
We're on our way.
Yeah, you know what? Look, it's going to give the sport a bump. It's going to create these moments where people will watch these games, just like you both have moments in sports history that you remember you were with your father or friends or family. You still talk about it to this day. Those indelible moments will get etched in people's minds, and they'll talk 20 years later. I think it'll push the sport forward, obviously. I think it'll create and gain new, unique sort of fans of the game because of the experiences they have at this. So from that standpoint, I think good. The better the U.S. does and the more they can get the country behind the team pridefully and advance, the better it is, I think, overall. But soccer's been here. It's not going away. It's still going to be here after the World Cup. This is just a magnificent moment for us as a country to be one of three with Mexico and Canada hosting it.
Glenn Davis is our guest at Glenn Davis Sock on X. Glenn, I like Norway and Belgium. I don't want to go for one of the favorites. I'm cheering for dark horses here. Who is going to win this World Cup, Glenn? Who do you think is going to raise the trophy at the end?
You had to ask me that.
The Germans.
Yeah. Well, listen, you can't count Germany out ever, but they've got questions coming into it. And by the way, the voted Germans who've been to 8 World Cup finals more than anybody and won 4 of them, they have not advanced out of the group stages in the last 2 World
Rob.
Cups. So
you got to get out of the group stage to win it.
Interesting. You do, Rob. But I guess I really have a hard time in the prediction game. I mean, I think France is so deep, it's going to be very tough to derail them, and things are going to have to go well on your day. Spain is a remarkable team. I think Portugal, again, I'll go back to them in their midfield. Of course, everybody wants to talk about Ronaldo, but I think it's their midfield that makes that team go. Argentina, you never can count out because there's just this, oh my God, the passion Argentina has for that team and what it means to those players to represent to their country. Having a lot of Argentine friends, it's intense.
Is there a team out of
91,000? They just threw 91,000 people at Texas A&M.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, is there a team out of Africa that has a chance?
Yes. Morocco got to the semifinals of the last World Cup. Very defined style, very organized, very compact. They move together and they fight. I mean, they are fighters, and they got guys on world-class teams in their club football. So Morocco would be a big one. Down here, we have the Congo, highly athletic. They're going to play Portugal. That's one of our better games down here because of the distinctive nature and the two styles of those teams.
Glenn, we got a question from our YouTube here. Why was Diego Luna left off the team?
Why was Diego Luna? Well, that's a question for the head coach Mauricio Pochettino, but I would say probably a roster fit. I think what we have to remember is, and that was a hard one for him. I feel bad for him, but he's going to be back. I think he'll use this as motivation to get to the next World Cup, just like Ricardo Pepi did up front. Guy scores the goal that gets him to the World Cup and didn't get picked for the team. But I think if we try to standardize how these teams are picked in the modern day of sports, we're kidding ourselves, right? It used to be, however well you're playing at your club, that's going to get you on or not on the national team. That's all out the window. You got people being put on teams for commercial value. You got people being put on as specialists. You have people being put on simply because of the position they play and the stockpile of players there. So there's a lot of different reasons. I felt bad for him like anybody who misses a World Cup.
All right, that is Glenn Davis. Again, you can find him on X at Glenn Davis Sock, S-O-C. Glenn, I know this is your time to shine. Enjoy it, my friend. And we'll probably give you a call again when we get down to the elimination round and see who's impressed you and who hasn't. And hopefully we'll be talking some Team USA there.
Anytime, AJ. And, you have to say, this is pretty good of me to come on after what you did to paper in the studio that time with my niece's picture. That was not good.
Oh, you know who his niece is?
What?
No.
Glenn's niece is Hannah Davis, Derek Jeter's wife. Yeah.
What?
Congratulations.
Oh, yes.
That was unbelievable. I walked in and I saw that and I was just like, what am I supposed to do?
I put up all her Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue pictures on the wall. But Glenn, you're a good sport, my friend, as always. And thank you for sharing your expertise with us, friend.
Hey, thanks for having me on, AJ. Great hearing your voice. Rob, thank you. Talk to you guys.
You bet. Good luck.
All right, there we go. Glenn Davis. He and all our guests join us via the Buyers Barricade guest line. Buyers Barricades providing traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond.
I wish that basketball would become this and football could, where you've taken on just the very thought of like the Moroccans. He said, the Congo, they're athletic. How cool is that? It's like Quidditch.
I mean, it's not that different from when we get to the Olympics in basketball.
Kind of, but they're not there yet. Where you're afraid for around the world.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right, and that's because we're the King Kong,
and it's coming.
So we're the King Kong. So we look around and be like, oh, who is going to be hard to step on and who's going to be tough or easy to step on. But when you're not King Kong, you see the view of everyone King Kong's head sticks out of the you say, oh man, they're good.
The idea that somebody from Morocco can show up and do the same sport that I'm doing and do it in an entirely different way.
Yeah.
You guys do it opposite and still beat us. That's the exciting thing about this.
Looking at the odds, Morocco 50-1, Team USA 60-1. Morocco's got a better chance to win the World Cup than we do.
Well, the ugly Americans in me goes, how is that? Even if we only have 10% of our people that care about soccer, That's still more people than the Moroccans have, yet they are still better than us.
I bet there's a lot of people in Morocco.
Well, I think it's just the same reason why Euros have so much trouble, translating their basketball to our basketball is we're born into it like they're born into soccer. We're talking about it at 5, and there are things that we just get because we played it from birth.
All right, we got 1 hour left. We got a double dong challenge to do. We got Gary Clark Jr. tickets to give away. So much fun coming up, and we got more Spurs talk. We got to get back into the Spurs. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning, and we've got heavy delays along 35 northeast side of town. So heads up, southbound 35, Tupperwine on down to Judson Road. Now almost an hour drive travel time. The roadway is reduced to just one lane. Start moving over to that left side. One left lane is open. Slow back to FM 3009, so Nacogdoches still a good alternate route. That could be overloading now, but again, this is an hour delay. And then northbound 35, 1604 to Olympia Parkway, about 45 minutes. Roadway reduced to one lane. You're slow from O'Connor, Randolph Boulevard, good alternate route. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. eBay is home to millions of finds, and each one becomes part of your story. From your favorite vintage band tee to the dream car you've been searching for or the foul ball you heroically gave away. It's all there on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
Looking for your new favorite spot in Stone Oak? Head to Doghouse Beer Garden for the best gourmet all-beef hot dogs, handcrafted sausages, and premium smash burgers, all on grilled King's Hawaiian rolls. And check out their brand new menu. Watch all the games at Doghouse Beer Garden, Stone Oak. It's a full-service bar and grill with 24 rotating craft beers on draft, plus wine and signature cocktails. Open late for summer at Stone Oak Parkway in 281. See for yourself why this is where being in the Doghouse is fun. The Doghouse Beer Garden in Stone Oak.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone. 100% of them can get their T levels back. Synergenics tailors their TRT to make sure levels are where they need to be. They even take insurance. Head to Synergenics.com to book your free testosterone test today.
San Antonio's newest sports headquarters, Novo Brewery. Craft beers, full bar, hard kombucha on tap, a handcrafted food menu, and massive LED screens. Attached to North Star Mall with late hours. Visit NovoBrew.com. That's NOVOBrew.com.
This World Cup season, there's only one place to experience every USA match with fellow fans. Social Spot in San Antonio. Join them for the ultimate World Cup watch parties featuring giant screens, delicious food, tasty snacks, ice-cold beer, and the electrifying atmosphere of soccer's biggest tournament. Bring your friends, wear your red, white, and blue, and cheer on Team USA every step of the way. Catch all the action at Social Spot, 930 Broadway. Social Spot and San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the 2026 World Cup watch parties. Don't miss a minute of the excitement.
San Antonio, this Saturday at 4 p.m., catch the Gunslingers Superhero Game at Freeman Coliseum. The first 1,000 fans get a free custom superhero cape. Bring the family for nonstop action and fun. Tickets at sagunslingers.com. Be a hero Saturday.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
This Father's Day, join the Blitz live at Coldplay Cove in Stone Oak. Enjoy Dad and Me sports activities, coffee tastings, giveaways, raffles, and family fun built for modern families. Grab your tickets now through the events page at coldplaycove.com.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has greenlighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at TaxPro USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-444-9112. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call TaxPro USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-444-9112. 800-444-9112. That's 800-444-9112.
This is Joel Frederick. From all of us at Quartermoon, thank you. Through the years and through the growth of this city, you've trusted us to be there when it matters most. For plumbing repairs, air conditioning repairs, new system installs, and so much more. Now, you're going to start seeing a new Quartermoon logo. It's a fresh look, but it reflects the same company we've always been. Rooted in hard work, family values, fair pricing, and caring for people the right way. Quartermoon Plumbing, AC, and Heating. 210-651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In the NBA, it's a game day balla as the Spurs look to even the series with the Knicks. Tonight, the game will tip at 7:30. It'll be televised on ABC. There's going to be no flagrant upgrade for Victor Wembanyama after a review of his shove to Jalen Brunson, as he will stay at 2 points this postseason for flagrant fouls. Players are allowed only 3 before receiving suspension. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right, 9 o'clock on the Morning Huddle. Eleazar says, to bring up my previous point, I feel like some of the best get weeded out due to massive cost to progress for the youth. Youth academies are free for the best over in the UK. I don't think that's a fact. For one,
talent is always found.
Yeah. For like I was telling him about my nephew. My nephew doesn't pay to play. Like they've got shoe sponsors, and I'm talking about a 15-year-old kid who's got shoe sponsors paying for him to play soccer. Like, there's no, for the best of the best, there is no cost that's cutting you out. And it's the same in baseball. Like, youth baseball it can be an expensive sport. If you are good enough, people will call you and say, hey, I'll pay for you and your dad to fly out for the weekend for you to pitch. Well, there's ways around it.
Who's ever been involved with club sports knows that some players are more equal than others.
Yes.
And certainly some players support the ability for other players to play because they pay full freight. Well, the other kids, quite frankly, are good enough not to have to. And
I had a lower-level team that almost essentially funded the higher-level team.
And you hope to get there. You hope to get on, we always called it, be on a shoe team. You got to get on a shoe team and get your expenses paid for. I believe that we just don't have enough talent to cull from. It's not that there's not finding the talent. We just don't have enough to kind of get the best of the best of the best like we do with basketball and football. At some point, it'll get there, I think. I just don't know whether as societally we have enough to dive in and create enough great talent to take on the world. I mean, it's not like we're just trying to catch up to England.
Because their kids in Germany don't care about playing American football.
Not in the least.
They don't care about playing baseball. It is what it is.
They know what they're going to do during soccer season. Now, when it's snowing, they might be skiing, but when it's time to play soccer, everybody puts away everything else and goes to the pitch.
All right, let's get back to the Buyers Barricade guest line, and we don't have his. Oh, we do have his normal intro.
We have to.
Vic came up with it. There we go. Attaboy, Vic. He joins us on the Buyers Barricade guest line. You know him, you love him, and we need him today.
Fresh from Mexico.
From a Rosty with a tan. Dr. Jason Garrett. Good morning, Dr. Garrett.
Good morning. That was the longest intro ever, I think.
Well, thank you for your thanks for being willing to bounce around for us. Rob has suffered a catastrophic injury, doctor, and
you and I've discovered a sling has two purposes. I don't have one currently, but it keeps you from using the painful part of your body just because you can't move it. And I know are you still in a sling?
No, I'm supposed to be in it for another week and a half, but I took it off 2 weeks ago.
Oh, doctors make the worst patients. Doctors make the worst patients.
Well, Rob, please describe your injury to.
I have hurt my elbow. I was lifting a wheelbarrow and turning my arm, and something popped. So right on the outside of my elbow now is swollen, and it hurts to make a fist or to twist my wrist. And if like doing a curl, no.
Should we amputate it?
Is it time to just cut it off and go right-handed? I mean,
should we just hit it with a bat?
How long ago was this?
Last night. I woke up tonight with it swollen. Or today.
How swollen is it?
Oh, it's
visibly
noticeable.
like somebody else can see.
Oh yeah, you can tell. You can see it. You can see a difference.
Yeah.
All right. Did you feel any recoiling of any muscles? Like
no, but I felt a pop or at least something give.
I smell a co-payment.
So here's the thing: if there's not a deformity, if you're not like you have seen something ball up, a tear like that, even if you did tear something that's somewhat significant, it's not like it's an emergency surgery type thing. Now, if it doesn't progressively improve over the next probably 3 or 4 days, then I would get it assessed, get it checked out, actually get one of our guys to take a look at it and see, just to make sure you didn't tear anything. Because if there's something torn, some of those things can heal. Sometimes they need surgery. Sometimes it's rest. I doubt you broke anything. It's probably more likely with your age and because you're such a big, strong man with those big grip strength, it's probably a lateral epicondyle muscle, so like a wrist extensor that might have had a small tear on the outside of your elbow, which would hurt bending your arm, hurt rotating, hurt to like shake a hand.
All of that.
If you went to shake someone's hand, would that be real painful?
Oh, just bringing it up, yeah. Driving, and it's on my left hand, so like it's not there, but I'm left-handed, so my dominant hand to drive, just lifting it up. Man alive.
Would you suggest he avoid all wheelbarrow-related activities?
Will you write me a note? Can I get a doctor's note to excuse me from using wheelbarrow-related activities?
I think pain is a really good teacher, so I don't think you'll be able to do it anyway, so you can probably avoid it without.
So I'm not going to have to go to Dr. James Baker down there in Alabama to get some kind of fix, am I?
the Tommy John surgery,
the miracle surgery, or the lesser
James
one.
Andrew. I don't think it's Jim Baker. He's the pastor.
Former.
I was going to say.
Well, I might need the prayer more than the surgery.
Yeah, you might need that too.
The preacher.
Some holy water. Well, here we sit. All right, Doc. In Game 4, and the Spurs don't have any injuries really to be concerned about. If you are the trainer for the team, what is your primary concern between games? What are you doing for your team to get them ready?
Sleep quality, hydration, electrolytes, nutrition. That is right now they're not going to get fitter. If they do have any little tweaks, any tightness, things like that, you can get some good deep tissue massages, some manual therapy. Just move through range of motion. Assuming that they don't have those things, the most important thing, especially when you're going back and forth, is sleep quality. Sleep quality gives you by far the best chance of recovery. So hopefully they're really making sure that none of those, and I don't think they would. It's not like the old 80s and 90s where guys are out partying during the finals. No alcohol, make sure you sleep a lot, get super hydrated, all the things that you just basically need for general health.
In the Stanley Cup final, Braden McNabb took an 87-mile-an-hour slap shot to the nose. He had to get 30 stitches in his face, and now he's wearing a full caged mask. Like, is this I'm trying to think if there's any other sport where you could do this, where you could have your nose turned sideways and come back and play. Like, is that is it really just a toughness thing, or what? Like, how do you explain how some people would be out for a month with something like this, and another guy can come back 48 hours later?
So hockey players, they're kind of like dogs and cats. If you've ever had a dog and cat that's had to have an operation, like getting spayed, and you think, oh my gosh, that is a massive trauma. They're going to be laid up for weeks, and the next day that you're trying to hold them back from running, that's basically your hockey player. They're built different. They've been conditioned to deal with things that are superficial pain like that. If it is an extremely painful area, it's on your face, but it doesn't stop you from doing a physical activity. So even though it's probably hard to breathe, it's real painful, their entire life they've been conditioned to play through those superficial pains. Now, if they broke a leg, tore an ACL, obviously you can't push through those things, but if it's just pain, hockey players are just built different.
The built different, I've always found that interesting. Built different is one thing. How much is it just the pressure applied by everybody else to play?
Well, pain is very, very subjective, and it's really psychological. So if your entire life you've been psychologically conditioned by other tough guys to suck it up, to push through, and there hasn't been any real negative consequences, like it hasn't caused you to be severely disabled or maimed, and you realize, every time I do get hit with a puck in the face, I'm actually okay, and I recover from it. So mentally, you're able to push through those things. It's a psychological response. It's a conditioning thing.
EJ Speed, who plays for the Houston Texans, they thought he had a partially torn quad, and they said looks like a 3-month injury. Now they say it is a fully torn quadriceps, and he's going to miss the entirety of the season.
Wow.
Like that, the quad seems like one of the most devastating injuries you could have. Is that normal? That like we're already saying we're in June and we're saying it's a full season. He's going to have to miss already. Is this the kind of thing he'll ever be normal with again?
Yeah, actually the quad. So he didn't tear his quad tendon, I'm assuming. He tore a quad muscle, which is much more recoverable.
Fully tore his quadriceps tendon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a serious injury. That's if it's above the knee, they can reattach it pretty well. If it's below the knee, it's a little bit more challenging. Like if they tear the tendon, below your kneecap versus above your kneecap. He will make a full recovery. The quad is extremely resilient. It's a little bit better outcome than Achilles tears or other major ligamentous or other major tendon tears, just because there's so much more tissue surrounding that area that it can adhere to. It's not an isolated tendon like an Achilles tendon where it's the only thing attaching. There's a lot of collateral attachment, and the quad is so strong that you can make a pretty full recovery. It's not like Achilles that you need that springiness. He won't ever be 100% of what he was, but he can get pretty close.
Is this what, now certainly not the full tear, but the quad is what basically Kawhi has dealt with that will eventually end his career, and it essentially was the last straw for Tony Parker, right?
Now, Tony made it very clear after.
Oh, yeah, but he got over fast, yeah.
Yeah, he ruptured it completely, torn, surgery required. Kawhi's is more of just a chronic patellar tendinopathy, a tendinitis, and for whatever reason, unlike a lot of NBA players that can play through that and just deal with it, anytime he has a little bit of discomfort, he tends to shut it down. So I think his is more of a pain tolerance. He's the opposite of the hockey player. He's more of the NBA versus the hockey player.
Aaron Judge, they're talking about him missing 4 to 6 weeks with a stress fracture in his rib. From what I understand, ribs are generally a pain tolerance thing, but 4 to 6 weeks feels like a long time. Am I being too hard on Aaron Judge here, or am I expecting him to be a hockey player?
No, I mean, a broken rib, especially with a baseball player, because there's so much rotational force going through the rib cage, even if it's just a stress fracture, those take 4 to 6 weeks to fully heal. There's nothing you can do for it. It's going to heal on its own because it's constantly moving with the breathing mechanism. But if you don't let it fully heal, and you, especially someone like Aaron Judge, who creates so much torque because he's so big, he's so powerful, reproducing that torque over and over can cause the stress fracture to get worse or not heal fully, and then delay the entire process. So 4 to 6 weeks is probably pretty accurate.
So the shot, just don't worry about the pain. That's not the way to handle it, to keep going?
No, definitely not.
Not with a prize pig like that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of torque on that bat, too. One last, Micah Parsons, he's at month 5 after his ACL surgery, and he says it'll be 9 months before he's even allowed back on to the football field. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I mean, even though they're recovering a lot faster nowadays, usually by month 5, you're pretty active. You can run in straight lines. They don't want you cutting. You're getting most of your strength back. 9 months is kind of the benchmark right now for the soonest you can get back to playing in something like the NFL. It used to be a 12-month process, so it's actually getting much, much better. I think it'll eventually get to about a 6-month process because they keep on improving everything they do. But right now, 9 months is very accurate.
All right, that is Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. Doc, we appreciate the time and your willingness to move around our schedule today. We'll talk to you next week at the normal time.
All right, thanks, guys.
There you go. That is Dr. Jason Garrett from Arosty. He and all our guests join us on the Buyers Barricade guest lines. Buyers Barricades providing traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. All right, let's take one last look at Game 4 on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your midday commute, 35 northbound Walsham, still working that wreck right lane. Got you Bitsville from Eisenhower. 35 southbound Tupperwine on down to Judson Road. Roadway reduced to one lane. We're getting better with this now, about a 10-minute delay. And 35 northbound 1604 up to Olympia Parkway. This roadwork's got the roadway reduced to one lane. That's over a 75-minute delay. That backup starts at Randolph. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com.
Ooh, bent tie rod. What are you going to do?
I'm way ahead of you. I'll be on RockAuto.com before you can even finish this commercial.
He's right. RockAuto.com. Parts when you need them.
All the parts your car will ever need. Rock Auto.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinigle here for DraftKings Sports. Did you know that DraftKings Sports is live in all 50 states? Yes, that means us right here in Texas. The whole world is watching one tournament right now. Group stage chaos, knockout drama, stoppage time, heartbreak. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in Texas. Whether you're catching the early kickoff before work or late at the bar, you're in on every minute, every match, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Texas, the world's biggest stage in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with code 941SportsStar, spend $5 and get $200 in total rewards. That's code 941SportsStar in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Event trading offered by DraftKings Predictions, a CFTC registered introducing broker. Trading involves risk of loss. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. $50 every 7 days via click to claim. Issued in non-withdrawable prediction dollars that expire in 1 year. Ends June 28th. Terms dkng.co/predictions promo.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text SPARK to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text SPARK to 215-215. That's SPARK to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
My name is Jessica. Years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition. I slept all the time, was fatigued, had no energy, and a bad attitude. Now I've lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. My medications have been scaled back, my emotions are stable, and I have lots of energy. People at work say I'm happy, perky, and my husband says he's not walking on eggshells around me any longer. The Institute for Functional Health changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roof Hub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
You could win unmatched views of the match during the Twin Peaks Go for the Gold giveaway presented by Michelob Ultra and Casamigos. Visit TwinPeaksSoccer.com to enter for your chance to win by June 14th. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, scenic views.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
You ready for this, Vic?
Yep.
Are you ready for this?
Ready to go to bed.
Oh, you sorry ass. I mean, you're a fake Spurs fan.
I'll stand for the pregame.
Fake Spurs fan. You get to watch the best part of the Spurs games, the first quarter. Every first quarter, man.
Oh yeah, the first 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Out
Good
like
times.
a bullet. Or you just go position yourself on military and just be ready for the party.
That's true. Hey, let's give away these Gary Clark Jr. tickets before we get into the Spurs conversation. Gary Clark Jr. playing at the Aztec Theater on August 28th, 7 p.m. I got 2 tickets for you. Rob and I went to this show a little over a year ago. It was a great show, man. Good time, good music, good venue for it. So if you want to go experience that, who knows? Maybe Rob and I will be there again.
If you're lucky, stand up beside us.
Yeah, you could buy Rob a beer. Let's go with caller number 9er, 210-656-3776. You'll win a pair of tickets to go see Gary Clark Jr. at the Aztec on August 28th. All right. Wanted to get one last look at Game 4. There's a bet you can make out there. I've talked a lot about the Spurs in the first quarter, and for good reason. They continue to dominate the first quarters. They play their best in. So far, we've seen the Knicks dominate the second quarter, and you can make a bet. Knicks to win the race to 10 in the second quarter. First to score 10 points in the second quarter is minus 120. That feels like free money. The Spurs have been so sleepy to start every second quarter, and I don't really understand why.
It's Wemby's not in.
I mean, that's part of it. And what the Knicks have done is it's been Towns with 4 smalls, and the Spurs have not quite figured out the recipe to stop that. So maybe that's it. But I think the Knicks get a hot start in the second quarter. I think the Spurs continue to dominate the first quarter. You think the Spurs go in and take care of business tonight?
I do think that what they did is repeatable. That gives me enough reason to think they can do it. Yeah, I do think they can do it. I think that what they did is they have shown what New York is bad at, and they have the right guys to go do it. Now, they're going to have to step up and do it very, very well, and as far as defending without fouling, not turning the ball over, and defending Karl Anthony Towns like Keldon Johnson has. I think those are all repeatable. Can he go out and do it? And if they do, they win.
Knicks are just 2-point favorites tonight. I think this is a Knicks spot. I think the Knicks bounce back, and I think they win here. I think the Spurs win Game 5. I think this is a deep series, but I think after the loss and the kind of the deflating loss that was Game 3, I just expect them to have a better showing.
Well, the others should play better.
I think so too.
And that's the thing that is so hard. Why you just don't want to have to deal with this Game 4 there, because they're gonna play good. They've expended all the bad energy. The mojo's out, but I just feel like the Spurs kind of put the feet on the ground and realized, you know what, man for man, we can beat these guys, and we did it here, and we didn't have to, we lost it at home, and that was embarrassing, but we did it here. But these are babes.
I think the scary thing for me is, I think Karl Anthony Towns is going to play a role again. I think the Knicks were so stupid to leave him out of the game plan for Game 2. It's just inexplicable, and it's not like it's not like he was not trying to get involved.
No,
they
he
just
didn't care.
Yeah. I think the Knicks are going to force feed him, and that's maybe the scariest thing if you're a Spurs fan is Jalen Brunson hasn't had a good game yet, and it's coming. There's a game where he's going to shoot better than 50% from the floor.
There's what we call a good game and what Nick and he considers a good game, because just because you're hanging 31 does not mean it's a good game.
No.
I mean, if you get into the numbers and you're taking bad shot after bad shot after bad shot, and you're hitting some big ones, it doesn't mean you're a net positive.
No,
So
I agree.
I hope he reads the press and sees the numbers and says, MVP, and continues to go that route. But we know that when they're at their best, what made them great was when Cat became something next.
Yep.
And he's got to realize that himself as well.
If I'm wrong, what has to happen is Wemby has to look a lot more like Game 3 Wemby than Game 1 and 2 Wemby. Because much like Brunson, if you just look at the points, you go, "Oh, good game for Wemby." It was not a good game. Game 1 and 2, Wemby was bad. Quite frankly, he was a negative.
You can't take time off, man. You can't be out and play a half and not do anything. They're going to come at you. You're going to have to make a lot of free throws. You're going to have to fill every box, and the one box that has to have remained very low. You can't turn the ball over, dude. You of all people should never be in a situation.
Was the best thing about the Spurs Game 3 is they were protective of the ball. I expect to see a lot more of the 3-guard lineup. It worked. I don't see any reason to go away from it. You can use Vassell off the bench as an energy guy later in the game. And you don't have to have him on the floor with those guys. I think you have to keep Champagny on because he's still your only real shooter. But I do think that having those 3 guys on the floor at once really cut down on the turnovers.
It did. There's no question. What will keep them on is if 2 of these guys are rebounding. If our guards can continue to do that, I'm talking about each one of these guards pulling 4 or 5 rebounds. You pulling 12 rebounds from your guards. You can do this. You can afford to give up matchup problems on the other side. You're going to be playing some guys that are bigger than you. But if you're rebounding defensively and you're getting out on the fast break and you're not turning it over in transition and you're valuing, you can play that 3-guard lineup. It has been our most effective, but it has been because of matchups. They were forced to go places with dudes that weren't performing well, and our guys were. So I think if you're playing well enough to do that, it's a snowball thing, because then the turnovers drop, then you get the offensive possessions and all those other things that fell into place in Game 3.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see. The Knicks have to make some adjustments, and I'm curious to see what they do and if the Spurs can adjust on the fly. That's always the fun part of these things, and we've talked about how difficult it is to play the same team 7 games in a row and play that chess game back and forth. But this is a fascinating game, and I'm so glad that I feel like we have a game tonight, because if the Spurs would have lost Game 3, we'd be planning a funeral.
It really would have been a prologue to a parade. It really felt like that, and I wouldn't have blamed them. Quite frankly, it would have been a lost cause. So let Lindy Waters get 20 minutes and 6 points so he can tell his kids he played in the final, kind of thing. But no, tonight you can literally turn the tide. You can bring this thing home and feel as good
a brand new
as
series,
you possibly could.
Yeah. Whereas the Knicks can feel, I don't know, 3-1 doesn't feel like it would. It certainly doesn't feel like 3-0. But 3-1 would feel pretty big for the Knicks coming back here where they've already won twice.
Yes, there's no fear.
But I will say, it does feel like this is a real series now, and it up until Game 3, it didn't feel that way. It felt like, quite frankly, like what the national media was saying was, and Charles saying, "Oh, it's over.
It's over.
It's
a
over.
wrap.
It's a wrap." No, it's not a wrap. But the Spurs have to find a way to keep up with the adjustments that the Knicks are going to make tonight. And like you said, it's a young team, and you always worry about why go away from what worked last time.
And my big fear about the others, and I'm talking about other starters, the Mikal Bridges and the OG Anunoby. Our other is De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
If De'Aaron Fox can find his shooting stroke, if he can just get there and shoot at about a 50% range and get 20 points on the board the natural way, not all in the fourth, not one big shot, but just play a role in this offense above and apart from Dylan and Steph Castle. Do what he was doing during the regular season. Oh, my gosh, the Spurs offense will get so much easier. You know, they're struggling to find three guards, but if our second or third best or most important Spur just has what he did during the regular season, man, the Spurs' life will get so much easier.
I also think Fox, much like Brunson, like I'd love to credit the Knicks with playing great defense on Fox. I don't think they really have. I don't think the Spurs have played particularly great defense on Brunson. They're just missing a lot of shots. And both of those guys have to be better. I mean, for each of their team to have success, Fox has had way too many clean looks to not have put up a bunch of points.
Just think of the bunnies that we passed on, the 12 points that were just gimmies, that he missed the layup, missed the 12-foot jump shot, missed the reverse layup, where you go, I don't mind that you missed. You took the shot you were supposed to. But
you got to make them at some point.
Yeah, at some point, it is a make or miss.
And I'm sure that's exactly what Knicks fans think about Jalen Brunson. Like, you're getting to your spot. You're getting where you want the ball.
And I'm not mad at you for shooting, but you got to make them, bro.
You got to make them sometimes. So both those guys are under a lot of pressure, I'm sure.
More for Brunson than De'Aaron. That's why De'Aaron should perform. Dude, there's not that much leaning on you because they got to pay attention.
Backup.
Yeah, and you got other dudes they got to focus on. Well, we know with Brunson with the ball, stop that.
Yeah. And also, just like Brunson probably needs to be a point guard for the Knicks to have success.
More so, yes.
Wemby needs to not be a point guard. That I think that was the best thing about Game 3 is there were very few situations where Wemby was running the offense, and I know he likes to, in his mind, this is what he is. It's not the best version of him.
Oh man, so much runs on how the Spurs win, and the lessons learned are really hard to drop. And if we win games with him shooting threes, that kind of part of his game is not going to go away anytime soon. So
I know.
We want him to win, but we want him to win the right way. That kind of proves the fact that 7-5 is better than 6-10.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll see what's going on in the world of entertainment, a little thing we call Huddle on Hollywood. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Let's be honest. Watching the Rangers is better when you got something on the line. On Rangers game days, call your shot with the Morning Huddles. Rangers Double Dinger Payday.
Play ball!
Pick the Ranger you think will send one into the seats. He hits one, you're going to a Rangers game. He hits two. Now you've just been upgraded. Tickets and a hotel stay. That's what we call getting paid. Wake up with the Morning Huddle. Make your pick and win with the Morning Huddle's Rangers Double Dinger Payday. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Texas Rangers.
You know, there's nothing I hate more than dishonest business practices. So I built the company GiveMeTheVin.com around this slogan. We do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it. At GiveMeTheVin.com, we show up at your house, check in hand, pay off your payoff. It's just that simple. GiveMeTheVin.com.
We're the only 5-star BBB rated card buyer out there.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
1 in 4 men over 40 have low testosterone, low energy, low sex drive, low motivation. 100% of them can get it all back and feel like themselves again at Synergenics, whose providers are experts in hormone health. They work to tailor their TRT plans to make sure levels are where they need to be so every patient can feel great, look great, and live their best lives. They accept most insurance plans. Get your energy, focus, and drive back by booking your free testosterone test at Synergenics.com. That's Synergenics.com.
Hello. My name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio and have been practicing law here since 1994. And in the past 30-plus years, I've helped hundreds of San Antonians injured by negligent drivers. If you've been injured in a car-truck collision, call me, 210-900-0400. I did want to let you know of a very disturbing trend I've seen that you really need to be aware of. If an attorney or someone acting on that attorney's behalf calls you after a traffic collision, with very limited exceptions, that is called barratry or solicitation. It's a crime and is unethical under our state bar rules. Do not answer these phone calls. Do not hire an unethical attorney. Neither I nor anyone in my firm will ever call you after a traffic collision. If you need my help, and if you've been injured in a traffic collision, I think you do, you'll need to call me. My name is Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400, or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Ever tried answering emails with kids running through the house? Coldplay Cove is the better way to work and parent. A modern family space where you can grab coffee, work, recharge, and connect while your child safely learns and plays nearby. Built for families, rooted in community. Learn more at coldplaycove.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Attention taxpayers. If you or your business owe the IRS back taxes or have years of unfiled tax returns, the IRS has greenlighted billions of dollars in tax relief to those facing financial hardship through its tax relief initiatives. If you have a delinquent tax problem and possibly facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, audits, or already in a payment plan, you may now qualify for significant relief. Qualifying and enrolling in this program could stop all collections, settle your tax problem, and may even reduce what you owe by up to 99%. Call the hotline at TaxPro USA to see if you qualify by dialing 800-444-9112. If you or your business owe at least $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS or state, you can now get the help that you need during these hard economic times. Call TaxPro USA to get your free tax assessment to see what you qualify for by dialing 800-444-9112. 800-444-9112. That's 800-444-9112.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In college football news, the reverberations from the judge's decision to allow Texas Tech transfer quarterback Brendan Sorsby to play in the wake of his gambling admissions continued to ripple through college sports yesterday. Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark made it clear that the league's athletic directors stand united in the notion that Sorsby should not be eligible to play next season. Finally, in the major leagues, the Texas Rangers fell to the Kansas City Royals yesterday 5-3. Nate Uvalde taking the loss.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What do you think the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift wedding is going to cost? What's the price tag going to be?
I think I saw something of $100 million by the time they pay for security.
200. I say 200.
Security and all the stuff that go into it. My God.
$200 million is like the.
That's. I guess if you can spend $1 million to go see a Nick loss, $200 million on a wedding.
I mean, they're renting out Madison Square Garden, which is. It's got to be a pretty penny.
More than Rudy's Ice House for the quinceañera.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine that. I mean, good dough. Good dough.
That's why, I'm always kind of surprised why they don't just go corporate and let them pay for it and televise this thing and let's make this thing like Princess Diana getting married and let's all be a part of it and get it free.
I think if you're famous, like, oh, I was on The Hills, or
then you get it paid for.
That's when you do it. But like if you're that level of famous, you're like that's.
But on the other side,
it's damn near Princess Diana level. Like you don't want people around it.
But don't act like you don't want us to watch.
Yeah, of
don't
course.
act like you want to just go away and hide and come back married. No, if that was the case, you'd just go away and hide and come back married. So they're balancing all the hype and all the stuff, and then they want it to stop at 11:55 on that Saturday, right as they walk down, and that's not going to happen.
Is it Morgan Wallen or Whalen?
I always say Whalen, but that's just the country in me. I don't know.
Okay, well it's spelled Wallen, but I don't know.
I just say Whalen. That's what I was told.
So
country.
He was having a concert in Pittsburgh, and he came out and he canceled the show, and the fans were pissed off. They said there was some storms, and he was like, we got to cancel the show. My team walked on my bus, told me they've been consulting local officials, and I got to cancel the Pittsburgh show tonight. And I said, why? They said there's going to be strong winds. And I said, okay, that was the information I had at the moment. The truth of the matter is I have a large stage that in those conditions could become fatal to a lot of folks around it, so I did the best I could with the information I had at the time. Well, fans were like, well, the storms blew right through, and you could have just performed. Well, bad news for him is the Pittsburgh mayor came out and said he didn't consult anybody. He didn't consult any city officials. He just didn't want to do the show. It was canceled hours before doors opened due to the threat of severe weather that never came. And he said that his team spoke with those local officials and was strongly criticized, but the mayor said no one reached out to local government. That is a lie. Pittsburgh Mayor Corey O'Connor says that no one on his administration who was contacted by Wallen's team ahead of the show being scrapped. There was no contact to public safety. So however the artist and his team picked to not have the show, that was on them. There was no consulting public safety or the city of Pittsburgh. If you're going to say that you consulted, that's one story. We, again, had no record of that from public safety director all the way down.
Dude, they don't like Morgan Wallen.
Well, I think they're pissed off that they tried to pass the buck on to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I agree. But, dude, I mean, you could have just said, yeah, they didn't call us, but to go double down on this thing, he's pissed those Pittsburghers off. They're trying to get a free show out of this.
I think they call them Yinzers.
Is that what they are, Yinzers?
Yeah, Yinzers.
Part of me goes, if we'd have done the show and lightning would have struck and killed 3 of your constituents, you guys would be all over my ass. I mean, I'd be getting sued by everybody within 100 miles. So some of this was the weather looked bad. I don't want to have to give back the money.
At the first night at the stadium, which did get played, this was it was the second of 2 shows that were being played in Pittsburgh. He made some news because he grabbed the security guard's phone and threw it.
Okay, now we're getting the truth of the matter. Okay.
So the footage has now gone viral. He noticed as a security guard is filming the show, he goes to the side of the stage, grabs her phone, and throws it off the stage. Another show on this tour, apparently he was having technical difficulties, and he flipped over a piano.
I've seen that one. I saw that one.
Sounds like this guy's just a big bitch.
Yeah, I think now we're getting to the story. Everybody in Pittsburgh hated this fool, and they were just looking for a reason to jump his ass.
Kind of feels that way.
All right.
So I think that's part of why this was a PR move by the mayor.
It sounds like, now that makes more sense. Now he's kind of a rebel, right? I mean,
I don't know that he's a real rebel. I think he got like a DUI. I don't know if that makes him a real rebel or not, but he's apparently got some attitude.
He's got some anger issues.
But
he did 7 days for a DUI. It just sounds like he pissed everybody off at the venue, and the first opportunity they got to hammer him, they did. Like, all right, fool.
I mean,
they're going to force him to do a free show.
They might. I don't know, but yeah. Either way, this is not a good look for old Morgan. I don't think. Finally, Are you familiar with Robin Bird?
No.
Okay, Robin Bird she was the New York City public access call-in host.
Okay.
And the show was heavy on adult entertainment. Oh. And she would wear a black crocheted bikini on the air. This happened I think it ran from like the 70s into the 90s, so it's been around for a while.
Looking at it had to be 70s.
But there's a new documentary that's available starting tonight on HBO. Or no, excuse me. It was announced. Its release was announced. It's going to be June 30th. It's called Bang My Box, the Robin Bird story, produced by Sarah Jessica Parker and chronicling her life. It's an 80-minute film about sex and the city, and is directed and produced by Jillian Gunther. I think that's a little play on words with the Sarah Jessica Parker thing. Before the internet and the ubiquity of social media influencers, there was Robin Bird. Robin created, produced, and hosted the late-night call-in show that incorporated performances and interviews with adult entertainers and experimental artists. And I don't know where I heard of Robin Bird, but I remember it was in the 90s when I heard of her, and I was like, oh, I mean, she's almost like a
was this
like
radio
Lady
or
Howard
television?
Stern? It was television.
This was
television. Yeah, it was public access television in New York, but it became like kind of a cult thing. But now there's going to be a documentary about it on HBO on June 30th. Might be worth your watch. Entertaining little
So it's
trope.
just like, remember when Tom Snyder was late night? He'd always have like porn actresses and stuff on.
Yeah.
So she was kind of like that.
Kind of like that.
Ah, see, we didn't do that down south. Down here in the south, we didn't do that kind of stuff.
No, we didn't have any saucy public access television.
We did
It was
Bible
usually-
verses.
You know, if you'll just send me $5,000,
We didn't talk about.
I can fund my airplane. My old airplane is just too slow to get me to the people that need the help of the Lord. That's what we got here. There they got like, hey, here's
Howard Stern.
Here's Jenna Jameson in here. Those were the good old days. The good old days. All right, let's do the double dong challenge, Vic. There was no winner yesterday. No home runs for the Rangers. Let's get one today. If you can name the Ranger who's going to hit a home run today, you'll get a pair of tickets to go see an upcoming game. If you can name the player who hits two, we'll get you upgraded seats and a hotel stay up in DFW. Let's go with caller number 5, 210-656-3776. You will play the double dong challenge, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up the show the way we always do. Take a look at the daily lines. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Can the Spurs even the series at 2? We will get you ready for Game 4 of the NBA Finals today on The Blitz. We'll talk about it with former Spur Devin Brown. Former Spurs broadcaster Bill Schoening will join us, along with Don Harris from Madison Square Garden. The Blitz live out at Doghouse Beer Garden on Stone Oak. We get started at 2, then we're going to stick around and watch the game. Join us.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio this Saturday, June 13th, 4 p.m., the Gunslingers are bringing the action to Freeman Coliseum for an epic superhero-themed game. Suit up, bring the family, and join us as we celebrate our Spurs during this action-packed afternoon of indoor football. First 1,000 fans get a limited edition superhero cape. And if you're heading to the big game later that evening right next door, come early, catch the Gunslingers first at 4, then just walk over. It's the perfect doubleheader. Tickets are going fast. Get yours now at sagunslingers.com or Ticketmaster.
We have meaningful basketball being played in San Antonio for the first time in years, and you know the Roop Hub has proven to be the best place to go watch the games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roop Hub, show up hungry. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roop Hub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit JoeGomezLaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Some people reach a line and stop. Some hit a wall and turn around. Then there are the ones who cross the line, climb the wall, face obstacles, and turn them to their advantage. That's where we come in. We're the next rodeo. We design bold marketing that drives real growth. A creative partner for businesses ready to push forward beyond what's expected. The Next Rodeo. Learn more at thenextrodeo.com.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you have saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's GUSTO.com. Gusto.com.
Harry Douglas here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with 0 sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy shots. Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's game day. Check out the Doghouse Beer Garden on Stone Oak Parkway. Come pregame with a live broadcast of the Blitz from 2 to 6 and then stick around and watch Game 4. Gourmet dogs, burgers, cold beer in Game 4. We'll see you today at the Doghouse Beer Garden on Stone Oak Parkway.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey-o! 9:50 on the Morning Huddle, wrapping it up here on a hump day.
Game day.
That's right,
Hump
baby.
Day.
Well,
go win some money in the first quarter. I don't know how many times we got to tell you.
People don't want to believe. This is the way. This is the way.
And now there's an avenue for the second quarter.
Yes. I like that second quarter Knicks, first quarter Spurs. That's the way to go. Anyway, let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
The NBA Finals Game 4. The New York Knicks 2-point favorites tonight in Madison Square Garden. 216.5 is the total. My guess is the Spurs would... it's funny because I would think the Spurs would like an under game, but the one game that they won was an over game.
It's a strange dichotomy of valuing possessions but scoring a bunch of points. We need to find both of them to happen.
I think they call that efficiency.
Yes.
That's the way to do it. I think the Knicks win tonight. I hope I'm wrong on this one, but it just the spot says to me the Knicks bounce back here. If they don't, I'm with you. I think the Spurs probably win this series because all the bad taste out of San Antonio, the 2 games here is out of my mouth. But I do think the Knicks win tonight, and it has to be an uphill climb for the Spurs going forward.
I believe the same thing applies to Game 2 or to Game 3. If the Spurs have the lead with 5 minutes to go, they'll win the game. They are not going to give up leads again. They did it 2 consecutive times in 2 bizarre ways, and I felt like in the last game, if they got the lead with 5 minutes, they will not lose it. They just won't, and I'm going to stand by that. If you were in the lead with 5 minutes to go, you're going to win this basketball game. The key will be to get there, which means limit your turnovers. Wemby, you're going to have a 30-point night, but they better be an efficient 30-point night. And that's going to. And if you're looking to bet him on the hires or mores, like him with points, I like him with rebounds and assists too. And I think he's hovering around 30 to 32 there. So I would jump on that because if they're going to do it, which I believe they do, it'll mean that Wemby will have done that too.
Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final tomorrow. The Golden Knights at Carolina, 2-2. The series all knotted up. Carolina a minus 155 favorite, and after their Game 4 win last night, the Hurricanes are now minus 145 to be the Stanley Cup champs. They are your favorites once again. The Conn Smythe Trophy race has tightened up a bit. Mitch Marner still your favorite, minus 105. Taylor Hall now plus 380. Logan Stankoven plus 380. Jordan Stahl plus 550. Like you can go.
Can you win that and be on the losing team?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Marner is minus 105. The next 6 guys all play for the Hurricanes.
I don't know how Marner doesn't get it, even if, and especially if he's allowed to be on the losing team.
Yeah,
because he's
Connor McDavid won it last year, and he was on the losing team, so it can happen. The College World Series.
Here we go.
We haven't talked much about this thing, but the College World Series about to get underway on Friday. Your favorite to win the College World Series. By the way, there are 5 SEC teams of the 8 in Nebraska, 5 SEC teams, and then you've got North Carolina, West Virginia, and Troy. Your favorite to win the whole thing, co-favorites, in fact, Georgia and North Carolina, plus 275 to win the title. Texas, you're right behind them at 3-1. West Virginia, plus 750. Ole Miss, 8-1. Alabama, 14-1, Oklahoma 16-1, and your long shot, your dark horse, the Troy Trojans, 35-1.
Come on, Troy,
to win the whole damn thing.
Come on, Troy.
All right, who's the double dong guy tonight, Vic? Who are we looking for?
You're not going to believe this. It's
who's the player we're looking for?
Oh, we are looking for Wyatt Langford.
Langford, get one for us. Get that double dong, baby.
Yeah.
All right, hey, Blitz comes up at 2. We'll be back, do it all over again tomorrow. Hopefully it's a happy show tomorrow for a small Friday. Go Spurs, go!